Dita de no e ko sa ni tlen aro ko volunteer no sini do he could no ya go e could in kiso stan le do are dan sa de dan tin de could no ya safety be no ya do he kodo shi hat o in kinat an in lene bil khil tahil na do le aro ko so de zin lene she de pen sanit o so de zin gabe hatis zin la kore ho joro le shaman hastan ya de khil kan leni the Christians kania dai ko na wait ni tlon ki inlin la ko tatnel ta hol jin lek atonza de ya il taton il zet la ko digin afleni ko arun dai ko the Christians kania da ya ko din zado le kitin ni don kilat so belet kashat asan lan la ko ade ko di jin lo ko hodi go be yel ti lo ho thati ta la ho da arun dai ko cannot an in the da ko in cannot an ya Din na asni na khaya dai ko o beka ba huil ya banan shigi lana ko e konza da e hol jishin ke illegal ko da bank khojon kinat ani banan shigi la ar bana de ilin shigi nana ko tsaga ho zan de nana alto ho aro ardo nan spa ta zindi ta ko banan shida yi la ba he ni zo do ba he in so dishne conscious zendo de nan linet de kushin ko ho jo ba in zina e ko ba ta ho zan le ko ho wan do chen sto to to tin da adol kat na has ago ta ko de e ko person linit de be bo han anet o e ko be ta alian le de ko ti na na khedo ko da ta na di kha ge ja e pe sa la ba han dan te ko shit an lini ge bi ho na ta to ni che ko asa de nan lo e ko cannot an in lini o e ba ha zin do yan sak che so ya tin le ko de ashi ani ko on khai ka ko do li le aro in dai ko o ha lo de da shna ani di shke no ye ha ze da e tsobanan shi yi lan le ko she hong sa zin ri ba hon sin le do ba he ni zin le ko ni za ha ge o ko do ne ni ja de na na khe banan shna ni do li da ko ba he na ni zin no shi na shna ni do li jo di ko no sa li ge ko ba ti na di cha a to chi gi to ho aro di chi sa ye na za il ta ko de ya ba ta hajo ne ne ja il ta ton so de shne cha do ho yu il ta nen ki ni ni hizad ni hetso de zin li ne cha de at pelgana bezado an ging bin kezad li ne to chinit o e ya nche cha de zin di no ni ara are hot o ne cha de zin li ne ko di non kha ino sen ko de bank khojon le ne cha de zin li ne gi di ni le ho ya e ho e ko pa haznit o e ben ka al te to be gil ta bank khojon le ho a ti de ko chil sin de hot o e bi cha ta had zin le ko nan ke ni kharish hot on ke inchni ni jazen ni masan dan le ko bi cha zin da di le ko de ar be yin da di yi di shi de be gil ta le ne ja ko be ni zil yi ta le ho de aro in de ko cannot an in le ni ta a hot ba masan da ba ma hallo aro be ja hallo ta ho anil sko honit ho den hasam ba khaja in ki ilni the question is kan ya da on het sa zindi sa ni yin di sa e yan ki intni in la ho de she ba hi hin so de shne el to ho aro sa ho zan de na de shne ni el to a hot e do le ko de to ba khojon do le ti che a hot o ne ja ba na de shne do ya ba khojon ne ja de kha li do le to ba gan has aro ba ke ba chin ke da hat e ke da hat e ke da ni ni to a hot e do le na na Ara coin cannot anil at a con ya non shitati list da no code not anin get age list code ben yebij and the use net let home. DJ code he cut a car up a safety boss and saddle list at Obergadian at Zad or Hode. Ben not lean she thought the nadities I don't hear the codon cannot at the and little lish cannot ani Buu Nygren benacha. Ara called a yashite, Yajet on not anin yellow, what's the ins need or called Shiprock not anin nas if it's caught out or a ya. Atlas it lane la hoda at Oebenon, she to a ye lad or lessons called the Yahonis 8 or shared it 8 or less that the need or less called Hot 8 or less net il Taho Hatzilla ye thought it need or less called. One Sawetsa doesn't linen na aro less digin on a saw the court and the art needed the day, niche digging a bit and so zot or in niche doesn't lead or less. Hojo ban so the snow the snake order, are in the code Hojo ba in it or cornets and le code. I die cornot and linking cannot any by il sun needs no cornets a horde, con ni ta ne na ne khan le do le con hat an le ni ki na khana na ta le do le ne ja o yu ni ta na de con do ko pa in son lo con de ho ro le son de con de di no so de con de so de zin ho be ha si gi be la sha do ho sha sha al gel an ta la ne ja no be yi ta le do le ko de ho ro do le son de ne ho na hasli ho na hasli ho na hasli ho na hasli.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can be seated. No, be. Are you ready? Are you guys ready for Buu Nygren? 4 more years? 8 more years? 12 more years? Anything's possible. I'd like to hear a round of applause for our children. Youth is still for Buu Nygren. These 2 students, one is a college student, one is a high school student. We're going to have our president. Next 4-year president is going to be in the House. But he'll be in here with us. We have some speakers. He's one of the division director with the Navajo Nation. Help me welcome Mike Haluna.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? Kind of hot, kind of windy, but I'm glad you're all here. Kuchi dachi Mike Halona dachi jinin le tohach en hodleda koche. Ado betahni shno ashin bashin tohan dachnada kia ani dachi. Ahoda nenshna. Akorat so ekodo sabi hates sinson. I want to thank everybody for being here right now. I want to thank you for voting 4 years ago to make today possible. 4 years ago, you cast your vote, Buu Nygren. It is all of your doing that we get to have the success for the nation and we're able to put on the projects, do the accomplishments, serve the people, and we do it on your behalf. So give yourselves a round of applause, because if you look behind all of your cards, look behind there, you see some of the accomplishments. We would probably need to give you 20 of those cards to list all of them. We just picked out some of the ones that we feel are the most urgent and most valuable accomplishment for you. So you look at that and say, I was a part of this. I made this happen. I'm going to do it again, because we can do more the next 4 years. We can do more. Just think. And so why am I so excited about today? Why am I supporting Mr. Buu Nygren? When I met the first time I met Mr. Nygren, we sat across the table from each other. I could feel the energy from him. He talked about what can happen, what it's like. He asked about, what do you think should the future, what could we work on? He wasn't even running for president. He was already preparing for being the president. Why? One thing about this man, okay, you take 16 candidates. All you have to do is say, okay, which one really has a passion? You check that one. Which one really has vision? Which one? You need to check that one. And then you say, okay, which one has already accomplished a lot in his lifetime up to now? Which one? Then you check that one off. And who's the one that cares about the people? He's concerned about the people. He's out there to serve the people. He talks to the people every day. Every morning he wakes up, goes to bed at midnight, can't wait for the next days. Who can we help next? Check that one off. Because when you get down to it, you'll only have check marks all the way across on one. Okay? On the ballot, he's number 13. Buu Nygren. Who else? Everybody else is just saying, maybe, I think, I'm going to do this. Where's the plan? Where's the priorities? President Nygren had priorities from day one. He hasn't changed those. He's added to it and make it even better. What can we do more? Because we have his back. All of us, we have his back. We're not behind him. We're not in front of him. We're beside him. We're beside him to make it happen the next 4 years. I know the plans. I know the vision. I know what assignments we need to get done. It is exciting what you see coming in the next 4 years. It's already laid out. We're already working towards it. We're not waiting. We're already working towards it. And so what I urge you to do is talk to everybody you know, all your relatives, and say, you got to join us to make it happen again. The then you know in sick case, and you know bizad, and you know he has all those qualities of a great leader. Not once will he try to put anybody down, because why? He represents them too. He knows it. Everybody keeps saying he's not mature enough. He is more mature than most of mature people. That's how I know. And so I want you to help me during this whole process. We have up to July 21st to be able to show everybody, all the naysayers, all the criticism, all the lies, all of that. You can't say this didn't happen. It's all, like they say, black and white. You have it. If you need more, go to the website. There's more in there that has happened, that we're working on, we're able to get done. I could give you a whole bunch of them. Let me just cover a couple things here in Shiprock. We spent over $28 million from Upper Fruitland. We're going all the way down to Gadiaha. We have restarted rehabbing the whole irrigation system. Yes. We repaired the pumps. We've replaced them. The big canals are now going to be put in. Now we'll just do the distribution pipes. Those are coming next. With his direction, last week we signed a budget for $6.9 million to continue to repair, rehab, maintenance, all of our windmills across Navajo Nation, all the stock tanks, all the water lines that go to distribution for livestock. That's what's happening. How many livestock owners are in here? Couple. Does the hay cost a lot right now? What if you paid less? Would that be helpful for you as a producer? That's the next initiative. We're working on that right now. So you're going to see some great things happen in the next couple of months, because that's the focus, is how do we improve? How do we make things better? How do we benefit the people? How do we help them so they have a better quality of life? How do we help them have that little opportunity, that little bump to help them through? through the day. You've seen what we've done with all the water lines, all the utility lines, all the broadband, all of that. It didn't just happen. It has to be planned. There's people say, there's over 40 years, there's been no change. They must have been sleeping, because I can give you a whole list of things that have never, ever happened, that has happened. And so ladies and gentlemen, I just want to also give a shout out to Giovanna Begay. Yes. She's the organizer, she's a volunteer, and she's running for office. I've had an opportunity to work with her the last couple of years, and she's the one that's setting up the meetings with all the farmers and the land board and the Water User Association to put this whole plan together so we can regenerate, we can put all of our fields back into production. So we can take care of ourselves, we can take care of our families, our relatives, our community. That's what it's about. And so she's got the leadership capacity to be able to make some big impacts. And she's very professional. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. She's been out in the field, down in the trenches on Nisla. She knows where all the challenges are in your chapter. She knows what families need more assistance. She knows what needs to do. She knows where the resources are. That's who you need. Not just somebody that just talks. We need somebody that does it. There's a difference. So again, 4 more years, Buu Nygren, yeah!
All right, Mike. I want to be like Mike. Who's in here that's running for council delegates besides Giovanna? Over there, there's one over there. Giovanna's one, and there's one from here, from Utah. He's one of the Utah boys, Manuel Morgan. How many Utahs in here? Where are you, Utah? Vote Manuel Morgan. How many New Mexico is in the house? Vote Giovanna Begay. But these are the candidates. If they win, they're going to work with Buu Nygren. Be team. Once you take that oath, you got to go by the law. Because you have to go by the law. But who knows? Buu Nygren. Who one do nisnoya yatki. What I was case in there. Nizono ayila. Ile donando lich no. What no. I says, yo, eat. I get a nishi, but what I was case in there. Ado, help me welcome the next speaker. Kadoda yanat ani natlish. Besma sa ananatlish. Not ani nes has ado Shiprock chapter. Shatan lo. Ahdi nada betigeta hasan. Ekut eho. Ekweba now it is an so this help me come welcome Richard T. Begay.
أشياء لا كله شتى خطأ كله بيجي وشتى يسي شيء آدم ده كله صوته زن كله نخالشنه كله جونه كأي هاي نخا كله هوت خال تو نخالشنه لا أشياء آدم شيء إنلني تو نغيره نخيني يا هذه كده صدزن خين عادت يسي شه كده إيش تيجيكو أو هيو شه هني زن هني نايسي تانده نغي خدي ناتا أهازني نشا تنازلي تشوشا تنازلي تشوشا رو بكش هاشا خالنت إلا بيش هاسا أنادي تليش تشده نو بيش هاسا أني ناتا شوشلا أني نشا آج خستازا تشناخي نات آنين شلو دولة دو شه نيكا إشكوتا نات أتو أشده يهدا شيئين لو تشلي يازي دانو بنالي أخدات إيجمي بتاتا دوليه حكوشينات آني إندات كيسا خول جيج إندهويت نقوم نانجي روها سو خشونكو إيبك إهتا خويل يانال يهبا هوان إيتا سيري ماركت تهول يه إيتا خط أو إنده نهت أول إي أول ينهت إي أول يه سجد الله سجد لاول يه تي جي إي يهي نيتخاناز دلدوني بشاس أنا إخاهوت إكت دولدوت ترانسون سسكيس كوي دوك إزياتي أتعيدا آني كده نيتخاناز نلبغان كوسا أكت خاهوت أدو تتلكال أنا يهاندا ديل إسو جنان كده الكال لا ده إي واشنطن إكتاز إي أدو هن إندا خين كده نه أو بحال نيكون دا الجيكتا ساندي تليكو تانا لبغان كو نغير نخنات أو دا ساناني تليكو دولا دو تاتا ني سينر سيتيزنات أو تاتا الكال ندا إتيه دودا إيدي يهدا سلابغان دو ينخانات إنتا حكويوشين أو هدا هوت إيكو كدوني ni present lenity dola da ni kha na lwata ti khodon la te sega hot zanden khayat khidin khetten atten khwe khot o thana zalagis dol nishin khetten ebenina she wen launch of vana bike wal yon de til wasa khalant ela tabati ni lastly, Ela President Nahanes na Buu Nygren Nahanes na Bethindilnish Di andadol nil kone Njono indahadil nil nigeil kedachas anet oda di noba andeit eko Nika docha Nat ani neze nayo nefedi She weba dach It's easy done on skin. Because squeeze along, which is a lachin hello. Hard at the lanat ani dile. Queba hunsen. Ediltra. Niltra nahandita not ani dile. What the snow. Sazadit and other Obahanis and lean Allah. And it overgate us. Shije. Nagay Nation Tam. خدي نيشة الننة عاشا بيشاس أني تشلت نسك هون إشتاوني دور غنده Shiprock person يا ناكليش بيغا خدي نيدكو أكو إيه كروشة وين لون كرونات أني نزو خد أو إيه بيشاس أني نجيل قول تاتا بدني تا سجا هات زنده Do the neck is yet hit. A horse chord on neither. A hot at on neither. A dot tablet is never went inch. The nation are yet hit. Hack is it that what the whole song has named. Kazobich Yank, but so Tilson. Joe had all the Nebsan this year. The nurse or hot see, or what out at Sotsi or let Edo Tabich. Kadakodat enat ani. Kodot o e kodoba has said all that. Adotin kenan ashla ashin lende Buu Nygren. The gayre indeed what Khadawa Stande Zadada became Nikre. Became Nikre. Asini naga. Bini nade ban sokesho. Has Chrissy Lady Sonny say Lady ne tahate. Nakachina gayret and seko, which I get kids over the snow question. Ya need to get. Intra. Intratone was not intratole. Hard tashi. Nakhandi ta got the never can't deal with Navajo Nation David Neya. I could do Nikkei wait and Lindy Buu Nygren. But my son is double Mabich and Yatko. Nay, ya, Nista. Dina Hego Nana Nista College. Ilana Tsana Kinana High Master Grenade. Nana Hone Nana Tsai. Nida Zenana Hayo. Doctor degree, na native. Dola don Jonathan. Nina Tani. Ado Sahut Eda. She ebony na because Dola don Jonathan. DG which a pick as the other just Adochi Lada. Doha Nida. The Nakodo Hats a Hehe has noda. Dola by Nida ya. De Corona sauce Latin de Taque Benedeco. The great Hana Hedobic is Ladi Contabaka Doyo Chico. Is that a Sahakodo Choho Silske home site lease? The red home site lease. Bestmas Anani cleaned. Chedit. The nanny another home site lease at Natinache. There's na Shlata Nacheda Yahi Ahne. Sarah hot Sunday Ayakin, then they had no economic capacity underneath law. The Nachanin that Nishi Chehates in. Yeah, Buu Nygren. Katita has data Hushte 4,500 home site list has been approved. Yes, a bishop yat a condada house in Adochi Lada Hatne. Niga at a whole ya. Ni hata hisso. Kodon he wake hat see a needing it. Ni dark a haloni. Ni ka nature. Totan legal. Lada ni. Buu Nygren does a dog, it's out the Nebuchadnezzar, not had no. Bunda Nashine cargo. Could a nika now walk out there? Dola dog hands on dances kiss. You say a hair. Na hat. Na Nashilia got there. Doda ede yahada. By Yachos kit ed oh, a union. Ninan Akron, Kodina, Kaina, Shila. Shin Soban, Siske Soko. Late, Daiche, Late, Kodahat, Nedo, Choyosa, the Kanigate, that's it net. Do Bahonit, Zeno, Yahe, Ala Amni. Adon Side Kiss, Do Hot Era. The Nebuchadnezzar Agosto. Ben over Kahet in Lahane Bata has a court on there. Court on there, Bahwind Ego. Guilty or not guilty, so no hot. Epahata, then a teaching it is hotza, huinza. No, dola kajo pai ta chinida onsen. Oh, hodoban siskis. Ebene na kodo. Ashondala. Mike wen lende istate. Dina takwe. Oh, hayuni kael watla. Akeda bahasi disho. Nagay shiketa ket. Nagay koshako hot all what naho koshkon gay state line. Kodich ini dan lo. With keda hitishna. Hakwishit oh hayu kweta shitsa lashna ashadat oh. Nezat din doba azanahe. A chotan linde kwekeda hat ende icheda. Kadeba achinde kwekeda hat eko. Ni kite oh what? Tona hado close. Chin is na hado eta no. That's enda oka. Let me tell you. They got the water. They got the drinking water from this young man, Buu Nygren, through his administration. State line is Kade tobetse. Oh, ndo kisot on lash Hadon nahot papa. Dollar don Jonata. Nisoban kiss. Joe hot on hat added not to your either. Did the Nakodoni President Lenedy what oho Nikitsan Han Sikis. Don't he lash and not what Koroba how see an idiot. Big at on seats on Korobeta we need Ako. Adoho she would over Honson. She don't Sajon Nashwata. I thought they became near Tat Dova Anna Hayenta. Ashi need I said I lebik ehest Ako, big ehet Ako. They call it doing slaughter. Doing slaughter. Every night, our cases and lays not the not net. And the wash not be Gasepina. Na Kizata, Nache is all bigger. Join it away in little bit you know. Though she got it at all. Though John any last in sick case. Oh, John, Jonah, but I niche. I hear now, but I not necessity. Buu Nygren. Because so they the Pantaha, other what on his nenity. Yes, she got Esha. She could also Zido. But it's not needle. Kodo, Lava, Yasho, Kate, eh? Not any Nes, Kahonit, any dojo, any car or what and so on, this case cut. Dark a hello, nearly hello. The red sheep are just all that. Seven hole, again, great coachco, no ho costo ashiko. They could not ton lendy cook as and lay the tarnatle. It's as a tie that's a. Added oh, have you seen that? Hashit oh, see, I check. Add she hit jail. She hit check or see that's easy. And then the baby and I could know could Yana Hasnet. Could it see I don't know. No. Buu Nygren is that adon des na. Nagenda nishiti. Korota nechat se ande ade aita. She had a nito ya na khe. cho khot ein khinan tai tani zen ya on le go to ba han ne go to khola a chinan khibana kheto hanni da a zin jono khin khalia nugo nanche bote na bi ne sala ado kon atisia haliani da she az in ne dole o haye pesa bahne is link ado kon to bidan chahate khale ni na krot best president in gail washo khana tani neze kin khat atas ata de shlich no aye hones nande ado tsada Jonde tin kenan a khones nana ne kini khat a hai a olia do cho yo a khe to benena khe de snende ne khat chinshi de nicht doles as slatene zatin da den khat chinen da nishole qaten khat chinen le Farmington put khao Cortez det eben kana nishta hallo khayl khana chidi it qadet a khona nishta hatole so do chon bash thol chon thol khe na gede petahotes ashinte na gede et eshi khatni dole itashi ani pendahat akoti koroshna asn lene Buu Nygren tanestado benahat skin khodod ni khadod ni do al nekat na kinade zadorashin adod ni akodona khaishin do ilom kedat nocha o ille ato kodo neche hasido let ayis akhe khen khano yahadiso Sat et ai sepete danitle na redet o na hat ato beke ne kha holji ande tatel sa soye de sneko Allah be ist she we javana beke khodo peshma sa anenat ani neso Hotenos nes patadio neso ti digin dol nes soye do ban suskis hotone cha hasi dole to het linit ne nana na khede ne tachi ni eta shi I mean tashi je adon data bet ahni de ne ya eta shi Is het dan? Wat heid snelheid. Corona tani neder gestui. Niet helonde. Theodore Bekay dat al ja. Jim Joe dat al ja. Frank Joe dat al ja. Jim Tom dat al ja. Jimmy Minico dat al ja. Dat zie je niet aan lo. Docho de nayadatke ebik honat ani tasi ti wen lende tatoi kasit echavana beke gespe hosen dole isona hat ni dole hot kodo achen kitini dole ado koroni pesmas anin get isans maso Mr. Red House achen kheni yayat Check. Even though the person was underneath, cushion the Hitadat Arco. What I couldn't has said or let us see Quen Hatan of Finde. Chian and Halon or let Kodinago. It's up, Kodobits out at Ilrat. I told that they clean. I don't know, I say like Hela.
Yeah! Richard T. McKay, Shiprock, Ninanta sa tate, That voice is very, very powerful. I have a treat for you. Not fire bread, not mutton stew. Let's welcome the president. Buu Nygren will be in the house. 4 more years. 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 Dr. Buu Nygren, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. All right, good. One more time, guys, 4 more years. 4 more years. Buu Nygren. We have a couple speakers that are in line that I'm going to have Coyote Canyon. My dad, Timothy Benali, told this. Utah, Manuel Morgan, so help me welcome a man ranger from Coyote Canyon chapter.
Perfect intro song. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Now, I know I gave all you guys signs. Can we wave them for the president? Let's put our signs up. There we go. Thank you. I gave out more than that, guys. Come on. But like you said, my name's Ammon Ranger. I'm from Coyote Canyon. Live up in Salt Lake City right now. My dad's Tom Ranger. I'm Glishni. Ado Tudachini Bashische. Ado Tsinajini Dashiche. Ado Tachini Dashanale. Yep. And happy to be up here speaking on behalf of my brother Buu. I want another 4 years for him. And I want to make sure that he gets reelected. Now, every once in a while when I walk through a flea market, I get stopped by people and they'll talk to me and I'll just pretend to know them because I have no idea who they actually are. And then I'll figure out they know me from the internet. One thing about it, I was in high school when the internet first came out. You know, you had the old dial-up going on. And with the internet coming up, you know, we had the different social medias. You know, we had MySpace at first, we had Facebook, we have Instagram, and I've spent a lot of time on those. I also really have an interest in politics. My interest in politics comes from my parents. My parents always taught me to love my fellow Navajos, love my people, help our people wherever we can. You know, as a kid, we'd go into Gallup and we'd hand out sandwiches to the homeless. We'd try to help people wherever we saw them, and that's a lesson that I learned. But the other lesson I learned is that good policy makes prosperity. Handing out sandwiches, doing what we can is always good. But President Nygren here setting policy to actually help people helps everybody in a way that nobody else can. And that's why I love politics, is because it can help our people. And I want to see our people do as well as possible. I want to see everybody prosperous, living in a home, having food, having careers. I want that for myself. I want that for my children. I want that for all my people. And Buu Nygren has the vision to make that happen. Now, spending a lot of time online, I would have a lot of people that know I have an interest in politics, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, friends, that anytime there would be a headline, Navajo Nation does this, Navajo Nation does that, they'd come to me and ask me, Ammon, what does this mean? What's going on? Is this true? Is this not true? Is this a lie? And I tell them, so instead of having 10 different people ask me at the same time, I started just writing on Facebook, writing on my different social medias, and just answering those questions so that everybody can get the answer at the same time. And that started to pick up where I got a decent amount of people that read what I write. There's a lot of people out there on the internet that put information out, that comment on politics, that try to explain what's going on. I'm not as popular as a lot of them, Well, that's because I don't get into the gossip. I don't get into the hearsay. I don't get into the AI screenshots that really get attention and get people interested. Unfortunately, I stick with the boring facts. I research everything, and my posts are really long because most of the time, everything that goes on with politics has a lot of detail and there's a lot of information that goes into it. So that's what I write. I write things that I research, that I know is true. I don't get into the gossip and the hearsay, and that's what we're seeing right now a lot. On the internet, we have Buu getting drugged through the mud, tossed aside, being told he's this, he's that, he's whatever. I can promise you guys, Buu Nygren does not have $24 million. It's not buried underneath his front porch, I promise you. I went and dug there myself just to make sure. And if he does have $24 million, let's talk about a loan later, okay? Good interest rate and everything. He doesn't have it. He had nothing to do with it. But that's what the gossip is. That's what the rumor is. That's what people constantly tell me online when they argue with me is, oh, Buu stole $24 million. He doesn't have $24 million. He's only making 50 grand a year. He's doing it because he loves our people, and that's why I support him. So we have to avoid all those, we have to avoid all that gossip. We have to tell people what the truth is. We have to tell them that this is not what's going on. We have to focus on the improvements that we're seeing, everything great that's going on. I don't actually get involved in politics. I work a regular job. I'm a sales manager. As a sales manager, I manage thousands of people to teach them how to sell better. So when you guys get those calls on the phone with people trying to sell you something, that's me. But I make sure they give you guys a good deal. And one thing I found as a sales manager, working with thousands of different representatives, trying to help them get better, trying to teach them how to do their jobs better, I've noticed that the biggest thing that makes people get better is time. The longer you do a job, the better you get at it. We haven't had a two-term president since 2001 with Joe Shirley. We give them 4 years, and just as they're starting to learn how to do their job and make that progress, we cut them out and put somebody else in, and we're back to square one. They got to learn all those lessons again and again and again, and we never get the continuity. And that's what we need with Buu Nygren is we need continuity. We need somebody that's gone through those 4 years, that's learned those lessons, that's gotten better at what they're doing, and that's going to deliver again and be even more productive. We built 1,000 houses. You guys realize that is more houses than the past 4 administrations have built combined. He's built more houses than every other president over the last 4 years. And he's going to do it again if we give him another 4 years. He built 1,000 houses in this term. He's going to build 3,000 or 4,000 this next term. And that's housing for our people. And that's progress that we don't want to stop. If we stop that, we go back to building 200 or 300 houses. And we need a lot more than that. I love the continuity of everything because Buu Nygren has so many great things going, and he has such a clear vision for our future. One thing that I'm really passionate about that I love in Buu Nygren's plan for the future is recovery, rehabilitation. I would bet that almost everybody in this room, everybody listening right now has been touched by addiction. We all have a cousin, we all have a brother, we all have a sister, we all have a parent, a loved one somewhere who has been struggling with addiction. You know, and that's where my first interest in politics came from, is seeing how many homeless Navajos there were, how many people there were begging for food, stuck in that addiction cycle. And they are stuck in that addiction cycle. Just like when you get your truck stuck in the mud, just spinning their tires, they're not going to get out of it. What they need and what we need as a nation is we need that rehabilitation. We need those rehabs. We need that substance abuse treatment. Because those people that are struggling with alcoholism can recover. They can come back to our lives. They can get over the alcoholism that they have. And Buu Nygren's already doing that. Buu Nygren built us a rehabilitation center down there in Phoenix, and he's doing it the right way. He's doing it the right way. We've had the dry out tanks, the 72-hour holes, get them sober and kick them out. And then what do? They go right back to drinking. And they stay in that cycle, and we can't do anything but let them go. But what we need those rehabilitation centers that are inpatient, like we have in Phoenix. We need that to go into transitional sober living, where they continue to be sober, continue to stay sober, and continue to work on themselves. The holy people, can remove that alcoholism from us. Getting the best clinical technicians that we can help us to find that. Your brothers, your cousins, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, they can recover from the alcoholism. Buu Nygren has a vision to bring those rehabilitation centers here to the reservation. Hundreds of beds for our brothers and sisters that are suffering with alcoholism, that are just trying to recover, that we can help and see get better. Having rehabilitation centers is great for our residents in Phoenix if they're in Phoenix. They can build a community there, they can stay sober, they can make connections, and they can do better. They do recover. But having them here on the reservation means that they can build that same community here. We're not sending them off to Phoenix and then having them come back here just to relapse. They're here, they're meeting people, they're building community, and they can recover and be better. And I don't want to see that progress stop, guys. I don't want to see us not get these rehabilitation centers, because the next president that comes in is going to be starting from scratch. They're going to be starting from day one. Buu already has this plan in place. Buu already has this plan in place to get these rehabilitation centers up and running and to do them the right way. For our brothers, our sisters, our aunts, our uncles, our moms, and our dads that struggle with alcoholism, with methamphetamine, with all the other drugs out there, we're going to work on that over the next 4 years. Biggest reason I support Buu is I've known him for a long time. I've run around with him in past campaigns and seen him, and I know that he cares about us. I know he loves the Navajo people the same way that I do. He loves all of us, and he wants us all to see that prosperity. Up in Salt Lake, I'm a father. I have 4 kids. I have an 18-year-old, I have a 12-year-old, I have an 8-year-old, and I have a 5-year-old. And that's why I support Buu Nygren, is for their future. I want to see my daughters and my sons be able to go to school, come back home and help the people, get an education and serve the nation, and do it without student debt. Get those scholarships up there where they can be what they're meant to be and come back here and help make a difference for all of us. I want my kids to have a place to come home, to be able to get a home site lease, to be able to build a home, be here with me as I'm retired and old and make sure I'm taken care of. But be back home within the 4 sacred mountains. This is the only place that they're really at home. This is where their umbilical cords are, is here on the Navajo Nation. I want them to be able to come back here and have a crime-free community, a safe place where the police respond, where they don't have to worry about their safety. I want them to be able to have an economic future here, to be able to find jobs, to be able to pay taxes, increase that 112 million, and get more money coming into the government. And we can do all this, but it's all continuity. If we elect somebody else, they're going to be starting from square one. Buu's already made so much progress, and he's going to continue to make progress over the next 4 years. And what we need to do, we need to make sure that we're telling people the truth, correcting that misinformation. We can't let gossip, hearsay, fake pictures, tell people a lie and drag Buu through the mud. And Buu is getting dragged through the mud with a lot of these online comments and a lot of these people with their rumors. But it's just like a juniper berry. A juniper berry falls from a tree, rolls around in the dirt, the insects eat at it, and we're left with just a bead. We take that bead and we turn it into a bracelet. And that ghost bead protects us. I give them to all my children when they're born to make sure that they're protected and the holy people watch over them. Buu is like that juniper berry. He's been down, he's getting drugged through the mud, he's getting chewed up. But in the end, he's going to come out of it, and he's going to be a protector for all of us. And he's going to bring prosperity to the Navajo Nation, the great Navajo Nation. So thank you guys for the opportunity to speak. Thank you guys all for coming out, for giving me your information on the little sign-up sheets and taking my boards I gave you. But let's get Buu elected for another 4 years.
All right, guys. All the way from Coyote Canyon. They kun ke waiting to have zin leho. Ashe nana. Ado hat eta the nisha. Anes nanda nahas ta. Dola do hayun hasa so lila nisha. Diedo hayun hasa so lila kwe. Let's make some noise. Yes, 4 more years. Chokoteko. Ashe, Kodode ya. Navajo Nation. Oh, hayu, we have a different professionals. Kotan she hodon hatchene. Akot eko, daika. Kodode yae, Zen lo, bahuides as. Educator, Olka na rage, a trinibit a yatke nan tinge. So they yegon sago ye ho with the Navajo Nation. He used to be superintendent for the Navajo Nation. I don't know if he's still there. Takaya ako, Kodode ya, Dr. Tim Benali, help me welcome him. Kodod kashiye ni cheheto zeto ko benat atan linige put eda ko.
Ja tehe, sikes ne, ja tehla, ado kwa hata isigi, do asko, ja te, ado onda shnanta, ado, ja tehla shnanta, si ye do dida, ado onda nat ani do hunta bat da hoist ako, da hollo no, ako hot konsit etji. Kot sige, der led jeg led en strahage nan selv. Næst at der er snakket. Der konfunda jage deno. 1980 ja der library NAU kunna sha. Nalsos betrattens nalsos le han stra. Det de begyndt stra det Red Valley. Uranium banat the nessa ashol yela bishi shilaja kol ya ol alyala bamapa ayila la bejepa ayila la beda hosano sanish beda honosanish kuj Red Valley jehado shinaga de hot a bishi bakha Ala ye potato nish ala ye go the neka lwatiki di ebishila nizi hashina holjish saga ho zand satande shidal khalla nasnesin saga ho zanen lebe ho zande do at shnida adonte adeshli haji yande de bit ila Timothy Benali shitnez dado kodo Timothy Benali bi yiche altnez ke Khela ol yelan sen shmila khela ol yelan sen de ne in yela ako kutzane oban sakis obehni ya ashkishnin shle hode shinaja hode ashkishni la keda hat Adonda bet ani bashish chin let sates ade goshje in let hotla khaje bamashi de kuina khayata bamasan aj ado kwa tobi stil hol yele akwen hiya da ho adonda eketle chin de kuina has tasha yada dol chi esh masandla ida tashton nido watch out So kudat aron tappa to za betak ha petan schoda tappa da no sni ya da to sni cho betak ta hollo ede shnal tappa han linde betak za do ben schodan de so kut la ako kwagi ya ha de sha ha shit ya he's trustworthy. He has a vision. He has leadership. Give him 4 more years. Young man, but he is a young man. He's 1-2 years younger than my oldest son, Buu. So Ado High School principal, I was a high school principal. He was a student there. Ado bakal dati. Ako eban sitzikesle. Ako din khalchne go ante. Yego intra ni tandital hashit olgen hitandital hachenda hobistinido ni tandital ako ho wanda honas hatashi biketa is now to kheda natahata nleke tate elsin khachin keda hat akonde hawateta hojunie da bakot khota nazge shinda khete penda khe ati a khota hot edo kha da to ni la kha shin za go khota en hikaya ya khot ako khashit eshit netat dia da zolle johot ya khashit eshit so khot la esh shisaznigi chidid ba konsen dide Buu Nygren ba konsen aron da beklikilnashne aron da ba jinsle khit eti khagon nahat atesti ado iban sanan kes kut ban sanan kes jo kut ela ado shalchen belbiya da ho thachi bilkin snani na des da thachi ni eza khajo shich daga dosh thachi ni dasle dosh kiya ani dasle ashkisni ni india ako khut ela ado onta ya not ani itle holgenigi ya not ani utle khit it never hasto as ako khat ya khasil zet she coincidentally Thursday 1 o'clock Thursday 5:30 khanat ze Dite khotenasha dibenashnish diben yenasha every week a konno di onaganja khastinde ayoshjebet ni di akope kot ein kithalne kona hol jishno gen kithalne ado yitndal nishigen le shito yitlanatle ekut anshe ya holzish ekut leko ako kut egi bit bahund egi bahund enigi bestal khasnasnes no oh come back next week oh not him oh edaka eshikesha hat zina atena kut ehisa da zato ya hosandati hakoshin is Johnson height edorlil. Be rashidorlil. A cobach a hot. Saint Hahia, Shia. I thought the Anna is Joteya. So not Annie, but Eggy. Is she lago bahotle? Is she lago? Then a hot so labels in Snani, ade. Ado she atajin slow hobikenansa. Chusa inch she ran hullo. A koi ade ya ashkitanat ani da chilanashi, but the hostes ashi. Oh. Hashit na eto on now on naha. Bitter days stand there. Then a hot so hot the neck hit, but caught at na. You will nanjo like hit. Could a teen a halia? Not unhanalia. The king look na asa ananalia. Could you all touch a baby teen on halia? Though she biggie hotes, than the hashita is a bitterness, dagi atza. Ado ten hotso, kushi so hut adequate has any the Navajo baki hodlo, the natural bains and knee hodlo. Ha let out ledger hinske. Chicago was open shend. Joe bainsen, Nzanishi hodlo, what echo. Nkia the what is she yet at the nest? Eben na jo baadensen, at cheneta has le. Ako e jo baadensen, des kras natle, des du natle. How one banda has these? 11 do you watch it that say? Ako en da has these. Ha is igilla e bishedo one igillandende nahat anagi stel 24 million yada za ate ako e kutza adon das last so a konta bagan kwashi so hota yish enigi da nes da din ke we yish enigi ebe yashtie Salat so what a one bar that's as low. Put us a shagando conte. Shagando was all those there were yet a dot at needs. Tuba City Joe with all the Kujota, Kujota. It's a bitterness down there. Oh, that's so, but it's also on the not your wheel lago, they have 100 there. I put that. So what ela adon ta diniri kobe haot zi shtashit atide shtashit achat zigi tisha tahnanes ta o khanna haljish niki ult khajot not ani khashit haki gaho khat aishin hat asl laha bita innisha shedo qut'a ashida she could out ash eno oh hanna haljish a stop at that in the show not your hanana ta ado hanna haljish a kotiek at di na khaje konel e ya e kombetra ich in hinlen getras ande khwage shi kot le jo shi ha hot crown point jo shi het Winter gun hashi hota chinli jishi adet and neta itlozo ha ishinido le hitaba hanne holodo Tuba City data itlozo and a data itlozo hate on bahannet only di hasnekita bespeta husband sai bespeta husband the one need lozo ye unavanje many to hullo John the need lozo betelne jo hotel ani hot Adonta, Washington, the Nashande, this Navajo Nation, they know what they're doing. Navajo Nation, these Navajo leaders, they have an office in Washington. That's why we depend on them. They have a lobbyist here. They got it together, the Navajo Nation. The leader that you have, he's a very articulate young man. Navajo ha-inidole. Hashit abenahat Navajo. Ebizad ille. Egenah ani edole. Because they have lobbyists, they have researchers, they have agents, they have that network. Ahitahad now. Ako ade, ako betne. Haitada nacha haya. Hashi kwan na zanigi. O hanna hotol jis. Jo eben na. Dik na hat yil ehil so digin he Washington. Kwaibik et ohtishik esne. Di Washington ka hol jishit abahas ti hol jish. Ako ade hashit esi yilkido yilhil so. Onal sos ben so obetel sto sishi has ande. Ado ben yehda do lesnahle. O koda khoda nadaba biya hast o khas. Di ya jashi is ti hut ende. Later cohort dibe has on dibin yenaznel akut edo lesson yil no bandal nishi akotishide ultaje person dante ajen dante ado ulta a core state public school they aje person dante Navajo Nation, the Kushi Zel and Adlet H. Don't need O sad, Yatitza. But quite ashki that it, Yet holds the nigi, the Washington pay his anik, house iniki, the quit yisno, adeto, hit other need, how need it nante. Eben na bahasti, eben na bahasti, eben na ati, Nleje, Hashin, Zasha Bahas Anje, Joe equit illustration. I don't. Din Halchene, Siki Hontla, Sekene, Haji, and old Chana, Sekene, and old Chana. Leg on the town had a seedo, Facebook, the national Alchene dust, Siki Besnana, no Tahle. A yo better than na. A conde bechata has canido, it's us becha, but ahagi. I don't like how the bio again, Yala teacher. Quit had the tag, Alchiniaji Bench, Nihito cabins. She says, Zero the last age, Nalike, the 2 years asha. The bench, But like at the dish, she was named the no cut. A my, the other was named as card. The D could on knee. Danzen shiko. A con hash chineto edo and natch go. Are the band say case go. Deepo honet zahot on na high grashige. So you go now this and the consachet all education, Holiday in Kishish, Shiradin le Shama, Shamait, Shamait, Shayas, but the Kushi five bread, it's a ya, the Kushi tone, it's a yotla, out of the creed, the shin labor, hug the beston, Eshi Hunzate, ye haudne, but Mahlon, but my son who loaned it now, Rato. So even now, I say about Jinsle. I go bezil go yaho aho. The nea could own, secures could out but in the knee, Hushbahosen, a queen's sen ho. I don't die, a teacher, a ashon, a yateo, a data hoilia. Nike the necojojo, but in the knee, a do. Baganda had all late, none the spade had all late, Tobacca had as leadole, Elson especially had as leadole, dead at the thought, late should not, Nana he don't not. Kaya, Sahona edole, contundly need landot late, need then she wins Seneca. So I be echo a Henshin he that, Henshin Hatchenet, he little holds. Hey, she wait and laid, put on neatly. Bikena Krilla, put on Nile Payata Skilla, put on Nile the Dersasli, Shah Winson, Aidan Legon Indiana, Benazon, and Town 80 at Dizo. Tapeteto, ni.
All right, round of applause, Mr. Dr. Timbanali. Kone Chahat Zain Jonoko. Ashehe, Ado. Utah, there's about a Bahuiti Ash. Manuel Morgan. Kododis Hadot Zeto Peswasa and the was from Utah. Could echo. Edo Utah no Shinigin Habata the Ohnes. Could Aya, Hojavana Beke, do Kona Bata the Ohnes. No, do by Yates. I said that old Nesse. Johot Echo Case in there. A call Kodo. Kodo de Yas at Selite. A coconut at old Zeto, as if it believes it out old Zin. All the way from Aneth, Utah, Manuel Morgan.
Thank you. Yeah, Shana, Aro, yeah, get a schneedle, Quesho, Agidiho, Buu Nygren rally. Should select Buu Nygren, Cabot the Schneege, at Seleco. Aro, Yaha. Only the house did only. Could always at that Manuel Morgan, Ado Killichin, Ado Yaha, Bilagana, Bashes Chain,
But I need a che. Aro kia ani darat eda cheko. Akoyat aronat ani dat legi ho. Hareshi hot anat adano land leho. Yat egi de schnidole. Aro bet inash iro. Yanua eda dosa tai tachi ni deho. Ero tes dino ashla nach eda. الكسي الكيلو الكنيل نشو الكانيل وهنزا هون هالشن استها أكو تاكو أيدي يا بيش ماسا أنا نغيت إسناز باستو sweet water أرو تسنسارز أرو ناكيتخو red mesa تشيدا هز كان أو نغي أنث يوتا هوليو أو Even Yeshua, lako hata yahan hijrede hosisido leko aro ya benashe shahon osendoge the bevenal soze da hisos aro shmasan ish yaho hoda nila the neck ish yaho nila hot ish yaho aro hot ana gad nema hadat od hat khal don hagapiyodi dat hodat ebedan ikya aro church that they khegosh marosh masana alt yat no hot hiyada hol an leho akko koronjno ne da zin leho principal hat zin erosis zin supervisor or superintendent or something like that. I need a shot. I don't and shout what it's on and stinlende. Akoyate, Jalo hati kodo an lini ko heba hinsen. Aro send lini kodo staff and osinigi kodo Buu Nygren kena kregi. Ahya. Sezon hinant Arabic in no chat. That's the way I see it. Hanant ala in yabikis no chelo. Hajas is the Jota. Hajina lot horde 1,000 homes a year. Hajas a hasokai. Couldn't hinanta Vikeda see. Just the 37 veterans who won Bada Dina Quidden Hinanta Vikeda see what echoes the case of the ne Ashi ni home hika or what one also of a car Bahos in the go Quidden can none ho kato another these nation hit that ne oh خدای یهوهش محسن آنم یشوه و نشناو حدیشون یه هنان تاب جد خانجل تخلو بکیج نات آخوشه به هز آنی جنو بادش دل و یه ناز نشو و نیتیهره خود آهو وان بادش نیاده دول لسا جهود ادابه حسنیه اینی نانتلا What awan says case or yeah, Hodoba hades, Odoba Nashawan so case or late. And now Sazadas, and now Sazabandas, Kao who wonder yilla. Oh, late sada. Adoba Nasha. The bears ears or God that so that that's each and so. Now, dog got and so that. There is something morally and fundamentally wrong that you have to have a permit. So you have to get a permit. What out here the home side lease by Jizali? Those are federal regulations that doesn't need to be here. But like a homicide lease, which didn't they have no idea what that is. Those kinds of regulations, policies, we need to fix those so that we can make 3,000-4,000 homes next next year, we need to tear it up so that our president can work for the people. That's the way I see it. You will see results. All I do, I'm a builder too. I know the foundation and what it takes to build a house. No, you can create foundations. If you don't finish it, you don't get the satisfaction. So I want to finish the house, and I want to help Buu finish the house that he's building. Thank you.
All right. All the way from Utah, Bangor Morgan. Utah, what are the what the nose nest? I don't know that's not president yet in those nest. I don't do Javana Begay, don't call it down that's not yet in those nest. But I'd like to recognize some people here that are in the house. Nagede, my brother, Sandy Ramon, all the way from Crown Point, New Mexico. Fenders 2, Hatatigi, he's in the house. But the other person I want to recognize that's here, Navajo Nation, Executive Branch, Chief of Staff, Sharon Sandoval, she's the Chief of Staff. The reason why I'm recognizing her is I want a job. Oh, this is the Selego. And she's Chief of Staff here. As young as she is, she's overseeing I don't know how many thousand employees with the Navajo Nation. That's who she is. Okay, we have another person that's I'm going to give the floor to. All the way from Aztec, New Mexico. He's the town mayor. Jason Cortez.
Thank you. No, I'm actually the mayor pro tem. I'm second in charge, but thank you. It's good to be here. So, my name is Jason Cortez, and I'm a U.S. Marine veteran. I am. Thank you. Hoorah! How many veterans we got in the house today? Yeah, hoorah! I'd like to say that I think everything that's been going on so far is moving forward. This is everything we've been doing in building momentum. Up until 4 years ago, we've been either stagnant or in reverse. Now we're going forward and we're building momentum. Are we not? Yeah? So a little bit about me is I'm from Baklabato. I know you probably don't recognize because I'm not all jizzy, but I kind of got a little dressed up. Thank you. Everyone here I recognize as my brother, my sister, my auntie, my uncle, because it's the respect that I was grown into, to learned honors like that, honors that still live today with our current and future Navajo Nation president, Buu Nygren. Up until 4 years ago, everyone's been talking about houses, and that's great, and we've been doing good. There was only 3 houses being built, and when our president came in, Mr. Buu Nygren, they weren't even finished. Our president came in and said, "I got it from here." He stepped up and he took it and he ran with it. Not only did he finish those 3 houses, he got 1,000 more houses going. of which I have some friends who personally benefited because their grandma and their grandpa and their mom and their dad ended up getting houses. You know, if we stop and look and listen, change is all around us. We're not being stagnant. There's only one person I know that's going against the good old boy network of old politics. And that's him right there, Mr. Buu Nygren, president. He's standing up and saying, no, I don't think so. And because of that, he's making a lot of enemies. But you know what? That's all right. He's done nothing wrong. He said, go ahead, bring it on. I'll stand right here and I'll still keep moving forward. And not only does he move forward, everyone's slinging mud, everyone's talking negative. He's the only one I know who said, nah, positivity. I will lead by example. I will show our people how it's done. Negativity begets negativity. Positivity begets positivity. He's showing us the way forward. All we have to do is watch and learn. And every time someone comes up to me and says, well, I didn't get this and I didn't get that, I turn around and I ask him, well, what did you do to help get that? We have become a society where victims are hero-sized. You know, hey, it's easier to be the victim. When I grew up, no one wanted to be the victim. We wanted to be the victors. That's what's coming back. We are no longer, oh, it was his fault, or because of this, no. We take charge and we say, hey, if I got it done, I had help. If I didn't, I'm gonna get it done. That's who Buu Nygren is. That's who we can count on to help us to keep moving forward, to help us to keep giving our elders, people in need, water, electricity, internet, everything we need to keep moving forward in the next century. We are a nation that's proud. We are warriors. We are farmers. We are aunts. We are uncles. But above everything, we are all familia. We're one family. We are all accountable for each other. So let's follow our leaders' lead and help each other out. Up until now, it's been like crabs in a bucket. Someone reaches the top, someone else pulls them down. We can't have that. If someone reaches to the top, help them, because they're gonna turn around and help you. And then you're gonna turn around and help them. That's what we can do as a team. Individuals can win some things, but a team, we can win everything. And with him as our captain, we got it. We got it. I'd like to thank every one of you guys for your time and listening to me. And our next Navajo Nation, thank you, our president, thank you for having me up here. I really appreciate it. It's been an honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you, my brother. He's from Aztec, New Mexico, but his name is Cortez. Taking care of two cities, I guess, being a mayor. Yat Hodena goshi khonch yan khada khagit akat. Are you guys ready for our next president? 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. Help me welcome the next president. Navajo Nation President, Dr. Buu Nygren.
Yate! Yate! Kedini do hanot en hota hanot sonigi basit khojo hodena heso credo. Ai yese hehe do le masana do che do nalado het oshibik ehegi a hehe kedini la yese hodena heso credo do a hodanot o do ai yese a huichi da hilse hoda not so that they'll zin kedanit edo ai yese ha ishite and kashiego besentless kashiego ha ishiti lethigi kadobich na hund adodil khanene ani hohot enson Francis case digat na khedos khandes doba ahun zagot nebanant an khan shlo a hehen kedin la siego ba hehen sin to a which na hitish ne to a which Francis case het ola die het neke het enigin lede thada de begat thada de to hwada keta hat enigi ngekeya to na tlonshi da hot enigin jono hada hol de to ebe de lit khatnene ayon hinashni ebe hehe do le ado to le di na haya da asto dit o to hashi shada inish da ne to hashi de nen shikin da zidan le Khit o lati de nebenant atot le sai yesedon khada zolli dande dina khayada ahot ende pe bendish gode ai yese ketahanti ta ich khagi pe khadosh nishigi pe to beshiya ho aigi ad hoselli go to na hon au na nishida di nit snene hot o cheda hoy nen so ban this case hode nikhet holds just Ado hiahuni zinige tachi ninshle. Ado nat oze bashish chin hanela nat oze hone. Ado tode chini da se che hanela tode chini hone. Ado nat oze bashish chin do bethi nash inigi do nidi Dr. Benali hatzigi hashlishni lo betseke hanela hashlishni hone. Rodosa satan little hatziga sahadon raj timbanali. Ado shitlo yatki juno tise juno satan yo benan tineda not other bansis case to hot order has twido san yat eho inai lagi where the yatki do hada hastigi a head or is in hidin sin hot order and ninja which is des edo hate all and sick case to hate all but God lehigi a hot or yo hat a seat hot order which your bansis case and need it about this chinyas not no set a shlat na kit kha don le sat se pines narob abeda her tkedo jacket and lo should dashnef it all the nebenant yes do hit all the halyaro of its easter one hadet egida dashin ish ebina hajo te shlit nene katana hedobas khandes and jono nkanash he dini dole ado Jasmine has a she yes chain do not that chane la she session and I saw Hodina Gashin Shin Jono baby that was Sato that in the Rajbe that Ahayat Italy. I don't know that touchy need a bit shade or but I need a banana a hoto san in Lido Catchina Kitadit Ace a star do start hab nachego hoto take cares Kadit Ace only Chetlet cheat as can ad Kehunit Edo I Yesishiaho I give Plan Kitmadhausen Chetlet so there's so lay sheepy told you how Zoje ad shitne yado ad in Shiaho at only Otkabakate at the Yago in the Arizona State University. Ad Nandishado Otkabakate Hadiyatina. Arotego na hote she's unle nanish tabake test ito nanish you just what to haida sahot oban sahakes ski on sahakes to eto headed of such lot on jono nanish panja gahagi page to lit nenegi Masters of Business Administration hoto bakate hadiya arotego na hote she's in the University of Southern California زيهم بتوجهين لي تنب نهس تدونا نشجيو شغله حالات أولا أشجدو ليتو هيت أولا دار نشجيدو دي بدهوت أهجي نجنو اتسنو نجنو بخاص دو ليت نه أو سسبانغوس نانشيش أولتها إيش لا أروسو لي تديش لاتين هاهوت زودا بكاي يسشكال خديت لي يلا تشدنات آدا بينشتا هذا ناكي جندات أنا جيدو نات أزدو بلكان دكويشي بتنتشش نشتون دنتها دو بلكان دا أني دن تايستاجي ديت أو هون هذا النتو كين هذا النتون لي نفش إنسكيس بيش بهناجي بينا النشجي ديت أو تفنو نا نشش دو ليك ننجي هوت أو نشنا نشيش لا سبينا خي أرو خدن خاننست خانا خي لين نكر بنسش نشدي نات آنين شنو ديت أو حسسيد تنبكي بكات خديت لوس تو بيش لتشيدا لي انتيوي دا بدت نودا نشتاتيش سهيجي دول كويادات اجر دا انشجي باخني زيدو هيت اولا ديتو دا نكي دا هاتيدو اهوتا هوت او تخانا خي هوت او غات نبكي بكانن شنارون سشنش حسسيدو هيل هيت اولا بيش ما هس اندار نش هيت اولا تنبنن انار نش اهو يندا خاصل لا دا ديت اونتش نش اتش نون جونو اتا ديت نيت ننا النير بهذا سات الدنيا هجدا هز دي ابدو دوشي دوش اهدل ان دل اشه دل اساد ميلو هونه لا تنبكي بكا هون تحسن انيت ان اسكن دل نشو خدزا تنبا واشنطن اشلد نزت دين دوبا سوستين هونه لا نينل آرون لي إنكش أولت خدو زيت إندو دكوشي هوان دايون نثقات إنه كنا هستوغو أساد ميل دوبا هونه لا هوان دي نل إيشي أول يك إنجشي سيسناشي نيري باچه هوتا ساشي بيغا داشديني ساشي دوشا أتند آخر اون هالشدة نيبن خيت أول أتاتيل نيت خيت أول عشان دنه هوان يدوسي دوشي أو دنه ده هوان بتشوه داليادا كوشيشي دميل دنه نال نش بتشوه دالياغون جونو هدا هودي لارن سومان سيسكيس بيشي تشرين دهازني هوان داشي بكن دهاسيا نكاتشين دون كتسوكي داشي بأيت دهازني دون ليش يانيا دهود اهيشي جونو داشي ديوس إن نهغاغو لي نباد ندا نستو هوت او دشيتا بيسو بچ هوتا ياغ هوت او ايو اخهن سون خانسس كيسات اند دنبي بكاوس وريا خهن ديني دون كيندو شاد يست سودزن يو اتنيلن سوبانسس كيس دي هاي خشي خيت او شيت سودت زنگين جون اني اند سودزن بسن دسيتا بي هوت زان سوبانسس كيس خهن كديني دول خارشي هذا سوكيز لينك نسكي سوداي ارو ديت نورا بش خليجي كه دولش ارو دي ليربانسس كيس جو دي دينا خيدا بنديش وريجي ابندان لتسچي داس كان ارو شتا دي ودون لي دينا خيدا سنال سوسدا هينس دي نش او توين شتايا دي بنديش ود نكي واشنطن هيدو نا أشونا نشده دولش خوان ده دولش بيش لشي لاون دنبتش هدول نيل دينش ياتنيل تونيجي بين سها كيس تو تخزش تبيش لشي لدن تيجين جنو اتش نود اتديل نيل هد اودو نهون دنبكي بكا ديل سيس ننه هد اوش تايليان صوبان سيسك شه دينا خيدا ناتسوس ديتو سابكين دهس زوبكاتي اليابك دالشيغو انك دو نيدوت زا هولن ديدو دو نيتا دنبا واشنطن دو ينال آدا دنبا واشنطن ييغو بكين أسلو شهديش إنستان ننه انيري مايكالونو يا جهولن دينا خيدا يا ديد نيز نتين كيو بس كده هاتسوهي دنده بتشهداد نده كده هوت إيدا ناكدمي دوبا ناكدنيز نتين دنبي بتشهد يا ناتسوس آره خوان إنلي آره بيش لتشيت لبن ين نتسوس آره لشي آهو ينده تونا دو تلوس نود أهوت أود دنبي بتشهداد يا all yeah the never Washington the sick as the do it on ya iyar di the hot the shibiga don't chodo don't need where the never Washington that nishig hala na hot do hit all ashon ta headed lot na to ashon that the nene hot o ta ilya go yo bashit hojo eshi asade hot o na ta ilya ge he the never Washington ke ya ke this thing aja de no nishigi he do le Aro stop ne the bansis case binda ilsanadam le ha shin le Allah and kahas tweedon kahchindo yoba hanast le zein hodina go shin hoje bkhaz anigi bahadropa shil chinies hodina go ya itish di nama don je hakone bildini aro mato je da shinle khut zeil im bkhaz aj dia yes nama wa bagad handi to di bchas kazdo bje do yine lara siego je honon hot enigi bata nezda benina bitsis to na nish sashi hot od ne ya I kha hakone shi da bedni to bat so da dozin di chinies khele ya hodol ya do nin di na khaya da yego ban sitikes di an hi hawan sanda hedilne an hin hidne ndel zitule yat ehona hedi khatole nene echi desil tikai khagi haskan de zna na kidnes na tendo ba honela nenda istra si bash khojo chehda ene ata ilya kindo na haito neta nene ata ilya le de hostodin kidne ta nenegi dan nishla be da hazli ashon be kai je so ban sis case hot o neheta inson khan sis case the nevenant ata shosla ye honne ya din na to ashwat so da che de hoin dago njono ta in jito da in shito lehta to nene hot on hinan shidilga he gedini yes ati hodetish jiden gedinsin dish jid yes dishan da nesha ya yana da le ya yana da tabdinin di nahat ahagi bendi be las legi dot ne na nishate sinigi nihi anot en shken da sinigi na nishin khada hetes anigi huije yego da to pete no khae o biga lego shinade no khat ot en shishan da nishigi huije bache to bache the tat the ne yojo no to bache the tat le yisdi da dil nit khatnegi beta not o so the zinda be da sota eshin jono da dil nit khatnene hot o ta ilyan so ban this case hot en saata nora si ha ishbinina honne nanda nishigi na hoka shedo hot on ida sa the ne yise ye go shido biga ta heshin and adia huijin the nebada an shitot zi to biga ta shido ni do ti da hot egi do biga ta hojushido na nishla ke na te start eshi o njono na ebinas the nes ta ka do biga habe the schnida jodi the neben panna an nisho binina ye go na hon ebin na honne sa don le ro shida ostangi the neba Washington the na nishba da hedes anigi a hehen hedin ni le di shken da sozon jono na sosta bakagi nihiye eta shedo hoje laje da satta hosh ata ilgagi hedo le aros to le dina heda delebo jo khaishi to leaf ko et khandar nishgide be ho ni shidi asa do bigata so romansis kes khashet o in Washington do lesa btsata has so godana nishta bchota yaro yenda nishgin jono be ho to nishgi so romansis kes ho to eta yagi he donne le the never Washington dina hayata na ilgehend le is ozede aresan anina tegila asa the mona kidamora asande zijna nishla ba da hedes si besta hojo tselkedo jekedan lona sa hotta oskauda as tuido sani dan lona nishba da hedes dina ilgehide arosne the never Washington yanda nishgi but asage ke keje ashla peso be te hodelia you all yes la peso be te hodor netegi Di na kaya dain hast epe so doma kha do jone la tin halien kade ho di stir ti ta to ba so do is the nebe bich in halyagon jono aga bich in nat alge ho da masana do bich do da ho on da del e a bich da ndi kha the neni kliniki ntel nishbetani yegon site case do it era hot o the netani al khan tel do ha ishi do chedil il khanenigi आज बिचित हंदी दी खा नोये ए होतो थाना हेरोस्थान दे जदेनी निशो दी अनि हानोत अनगिरा बिच हनस्ते हो आरो हेर बपसंता आरो हेर शिखादो तो नो संता बिनेश binshga njono de nen slinigi shittihin linigi bete de stig na nis ultra ishi da haut egi bete stig ashisinigi khawr de slig nenzo bitte der nitle jo hayun ke masanedon ke chehela shikadol was nizinigite eshi ni yego da hausni masanedo chedan linigi has khaddin stotsetin sebetin ob abeda khegi بالكان سي بيغا هذا بينا خيرات اني بهزاني دا يغ هشيت اوتش تدا هوزني او هشيت او اي بكاتيچ دي هودنا او تاغي ستوي الچنيش دن لين جنو حددت او دون ستا كيستو اول دوبل تا هو يغ نادا هدي تا جنو ستا كيس ايو نبيدا هوتو نفيغي اي ادشا جنو بتاتو هوتون دا هويت بتاتو دي او يات اي هودا ياربان سيس كيس اي جنو هويتش جينا يسنا جو اي هيون كي كيدنا او تا الچنياش اي ليش تاتينا خد نت دو دي دو تا إلياغو خش بكادو كاند كوي كوشي سبتين دميل هني لاست كوي دو ساني هلوند چهدل ايشي كوشي دميل ساس كوي دو ساني هلوند دو ينيل آغو بنينا كابنيل چهدي تزاغو ديستل چنيش دا نو سلگي سي دبي يسو سان سي كتن زون دو يغو هارشين ستا كيس دو يخدد تزاغو ليش تاتينا خدين جنو شي واد نبكي بكاكي هنيت اي نسس كيس ربان سس كيس هوتو دنبنان ان خنشنو ابننا كاندا نيكا واشنطن دا بيسو يا نهين تهجي اتيلياغو يات اتو ددي ننه اتيليا ديكا دينا خج خطين دوبا تي دميل صابت تيكو هوتيليا انا تايا نهين تهجي باشت خجو دشنه خه نيكا واشنطن بيسو دا بين دا نشغي تهديلنا بهو زاگی تگو بدس کریگه هستخار نیز نتین دمیل سابت تهوتزا ایشی دننان نش بچه هدار یا ناد نشدن لنگی هت اوشین جنو یه خدا دلا اورشی دنن خاطا هسکگو تودا تا اینده کادو دن جهت لنگی هت او جنو تا ایلیاربان سیس کیس هه دولی آرو نیری تا بدا باهدا اوتزین لی وجدا وات هو وات توتا نوسن تو وات دا نوت انغي نات اني نيس انغي او لتا جايغا شوني زيا جونو بتاتيز نسنا نستا هلو خدينا غشي ناتين خدين ذا وات نستا هلو لي ان خاچن جونو يات هول دول نيت ارون ليد ليس لاود ييغو اتسكيلو زيف ان انغي بخو اغي نات اني نيز دون لي ات اريات كنسا ايش بيغا هون كنت دغون جوني هي صلا لنجي دو زي كوتا دين تسجي دو زي فلنسكي لدن ده ننجي جونو كين بانيل تدل نكيتا او ليو توج نا يهوان تهوان دو لاج داس تاهيدا ميشيل لوهان كريشن جونو بكيفن تاسيل نشتوك ادا بدي دير خط او خط زاغي اخه دو ليش انا نيره صباح اوتزيله يو توج بتخاط زدو شيبي توج دونله هوستو بتخاط زوجي اج شاد حسن لاجنات ان انت هدو بيتونله كنهل غير دونله كن اللاج تستهجي شيهد لوي جانيز دن لنگي دون هون ابشن داشنش hot ok ebe est in so ban sis case do gashi harish in le Washington kinahal grede be has anin keben kitel jida to kitchen hanne de nebenant ahe ila nizin de nebenant ahe ila beshuito le tipen da huit ai da non dan kitel kidesh yo bas so na kina khaye da don da sil zid he honechi he de lohe ta nes da dishga di hotel de zeis in beten da has aro old kapeten da has aro ke beten da has aro oshi na ho de ta ho do ninde she la hot obas de case oshi beten desnis honeda aho yanda ya de shafa bel desnis so he nisodin jgono khada hol dinit esha do bil dosni he ni hot ego hot obes bilchida nepino allah na nishya yanda he de zinigi beten dednis all ye do de nebenan bin nahas togi betach zodo baho jliago hot da ilyaro to ne dina heda sa janes da satane da Biden but no to hot obes nis do het order kikijna as nis hot order ban sis keso de nebenant agent to hede not an jillir and le at end of kagi is nenegi but zid only Washington arenat ani ta hadis zinigi jono bkhad dot ato het onayat khahol dot ni nenegi hot open jil niste to big haj no eton denedo yitane klon do shitnta do nistan so ebenina hot o ta yago hehen kedin eshen nikin kinan kin best in son Franciscus Aro stodi dai da shi the quigo shi bahada astindin de tin yoba but in hash di tin betain nisigi di na kitsata na khejen kha de nebenant an da des bindobana nishitaila asladen is natin no ma this din the mil sarebe na ajnish 140 million di na kheje di de nes natin ben da di nish hoto de mil sa ben da di nish shi od ye gon tasil nish se pi ashana nil yago hoton hina nishite ne hot eran de asaden is natin de milsa ben tasil nish hoton hina nishite ya ya he de quigo shi hoto na nishita yagi pashat khozon tshne ado qadnana do le tshne gi ati Binish le ati se de ne go yo inchne banadesh nisen so ban sis case hot o shikha na no jego dina na khego diba yade tigi ba la hoda di nit arsha hot o na da ilyar ban sis case asa de mil hawan da sinil le na dina na khejna kid mil hawan shan na nasnilo aj ahan so ban sis case to best chi hawan na nista hato les kanenigi hot on hina nista di linso hot ene be hot on nisigi daisiyon nilo debi gato les July 21st Buu Nygren nana to les tato no ere be hot on nis zoban sis ebe shika nano jet ebe he nan ki di ni which ere ne kadaje natin oba na ke Nane dos khas yid go ajan kiti yos khas ason hunne ko haneze tino ba hunne na haiso thanegi di kadna sosta histosigi sant doche to le khagoshi hwan de swarigi ni ke dan nenegin ke soke do sabchi hota do si di July 21st ashonik nan abka na dos woto nada di honela ebe nane di zinstato no hoto shikato watash khode he aro stone horo bansis kesle nasa ila nada di lit so bansis kesri atserigi na zito je hodno na si yegon khanat enigi the quigo shila kinyada ehigi de nebe ke abakado and kanago la de do zitla din naha na kid meal hone lasha the nebe beka ilgero na hiti taho si ba dinish hot o in kid ne ye go chin da nanigi leti pa honda da credo lo bohot ni hon da bi kai jono beka jeosh an ha na kid meal yat beka ilgero yes bin da dil dis so ban sis kes na hiti ta ton jono na nisbeta hazne do khada beta hazne gonle aho yanda ka nad go go shahwa the nebe ke beka ke da hat yes bin da dil dis so ban sis kes aro to le has tweedo sani bet da has ago schla de do zehn so man sis kes schla khada has zogo jono ta hot sa go bet da has ago khada de yago be hoto nin so yes la bin da dil nish aro to le peso ya nahin tehgi beta hodlo nethegi be hanas le Washington on le ha nes not the bill so don de khode chide ni ida sabin but aro sa peso khata to niso ti the mil so the nebe ke ba kan jono be ha hode yago sha hot on de nes na khede di na khaba yashtigi hot de aslar nes na tino mas khatino wa na ke the mil sa ya na nite hot end ti the mil so the nebe ke ba ka be khada hodi yago nes na khede di heshinat ani dan ledon kit so ke watching years da khegi se pizza ta peda khego the nebanant erloni di hot era asla the mil sohne la ya nani te he lenes nana khe da hoto hada hodi lagi ben hata be hodi lagi aro peso ya nahin tegi tha naznel nezna tino asla nezna pasinta has ago ade an hun she de peso bich hota ne nezna tin the mil na kid nezna tin the mil de bich hota ne nezna na khegosha ne asla the milsa nes na the milsa ben das nishodo ni eshi an ne jono ne yat ho keda hat ido le solaban siski sisi kesedi ohoni dit on le nes na khaj shi asla the mil hon sa hone la ni zesto le kare dil nes na tin the mil hone la the neni tinigi be wol khagi hone la ke honite she asla the mil sotole ni the mil so hone lag the mil sa ke hunit hone la de peso se ja dole taman sa kes adenta benye che dil yago adenta jonon ke na hat adenta si kazo be chete ni de son jono ha hodet relation so ban sis kes aro ni de ba ha otzi do ende pe shohod nita di de nebenant ajlo benina ash khode he di pesh bahas an yete jehegi yesit the nebenant ken da zinegi ba da yo nito de ash khode he hot do na hun peso chihidet to le ben da to nishigi di da do ni khanegi chite izo to le be kahota nishigi do bichin da hun do bikin da aslo aje pes ani da yo zo to le aron ta nebenant be yaron hat so be la ho le hot to ashon do le the be besh mas an yete chegi ye go ta no Haila nila haila benahata het la behezani ne zotole besoshan lede behezani da kahota to nishigi de nebenant ayen do nishigi jot de nebenant ay de neganad nishya besh bahasa ane behezani da yozo behezani da yozo to beson de di to kahota nishigi as zolago do benahanta da yolit ko de nebenant to nahanta ho one day ni to le de kadastarji yego tata iljind si bichna hontande bansis kes dosha na hontande besha behezani do in the hontado do peso da ohoko shandanten so da bansis kes ebini na kadinta besh bahas an yada egi honen da hidio ne aje da hidio ne Jodi bias tegi was jingo bakagi wa bekeshnigi de nos kago be hodo ni sta da the mil so ba hodo le Ohni le January ya iya wachena oshkana sana kinna na he chenna oshkan ehni bin yedole dikad le besans anya ikego January, February, March, April, May Dita mil sope la as near be chenna on nishgon zgono le so man siskes ebina ashkore he be has the besans anye go do bastahat sohegi do the nebanan ai kijin do nishgi by the dio nishin kedini do le Horoshi bilagani ketcho le First, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here. I want to let you know it's a complete honor to be here to spend a Sunday afternoon with each and every one of you. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your Navajo Nation president for the past 3 years and 6 months. And thank you for allowing me to serve as your president over the past 3+ years, because we've been able to accomplish a lot of amazing things that 4 years ago, people said, hey, you're selling a bag of goods that you're never going to deliver on. And we've delivered. They said, you can't even build 10 houses. We can barely get 3 houses built. And we're going to have built over 1,000 livable units all across the Navajo Nation. We've improved the home site lease by 500%. We've been able to build more veteran houses 37 times more than previous administration. That's progress. That's working together. That's making sure that we hold ourselves accountable. That's making sure that we're measuring ourselves and figure out how can we leave it better than we found it. And I think 37 times better is leaving it better than we found it, right? And then when it comes to our roads, as I mentioned in Navajo, in 12 years, they did about 140+ million. Under my administration, we're going to do at least $400 million of road contracts and construction. That's 8 times more. We've built the largest workforce. We've never had a workforce that was out there fixing potholes, doing road maintenance at the level that we're doing now. And that's one of the things that we've worked on as your Navajo Nation president is we've tried to improve things. We continue to improve things. We made sure that we made the Navajo Nation a place to work so that people want to come work for the Navajo Nation. And we've raised that by doing the minimum wage and different salary schedules all across the Navajo Nation government system. Now we challenge the rest of the business owners and organizations across Navajo to raise their minimum wages too, so that we can improve the quality of life here on Navajo. And again, there's so many things on the rally signs that's behind there, and I just cannot imagine the work that we've done over the past 3 years. There's times when I go into various communities. I told her, like the other day, I was in Chinle, and grandma from the chapter official had to remind me all the cell phone towers that we worked on and all the mini projects that we worked on in mini farms in Chinle. And I was like, man, I know it's on the list. And that's how the work that we've been doing all across the Navajo Nation is that we've got a countless list that we've been dusting off. When we came in there, we said, okay, what projects have been approved? What projects are in the queue? Let's get those done so that people can feel it within their communities. And I get it. There's still more work to be done. And that's why I'm asking for your vote again on July 21st, because the work is not finished. We got to keep this momentum going, and we got to keep the wonderful work that we've done. Because 4 years ago, the only thing I said I was going to do is we're going to move the Navajo Nation. We got to get it moving. I feel like we've gotten it moving. And even when I think about some of the different works that we've done when it comes to the Navajo Nation, just like I talk about this very often, is like just by having a stronger economy on Navajo, we've increased taxes by 34 million. That's $600 additional million in revenue on the nation. That means it's a stronger economy. That means more things are happening on the Navajo Nation government. And as I mentioned in Navajo earlier, just imagine if we come back for 4 more years with your help, your support, we do major investments in the Navajo Nation that brings more economic. That's what people want. That's what a lot of the younger generation wants, is they want a better quality of life, a better standard living of life on the Navajo Nation. It has to start with the nation investing billions of dollars so that we can build ourselves up. And I know one good example that I think about is the wastewater treatment plant here in Shiprock. We got a Shiprock wastewater treatment plant that's going to open by the end of the year. That means there can be more businesses, more apartments, more development, because this area is the corridor to so much economic prosperity. Not only will it help Shiprock, it will be able to help the entire Navajo Nation. But before, we didn't have a wastewater treatment plant that had the capability to do it. And now by the end of the year, we're going to have that done and completed. The other thing it's going to do for all the surrounding chapters, you heard the line, over 1,000 people got connected to water. That also means over 1,000 people got septic tank systems. That means where are they going to go clean it? Where are they going to go drop it off? Because right now you got to haul it to Farmington, you got to haul it to Cortez, you got to haul it off the Navajo Nation. When this wastewater treatment plant goes live, we're going to be able to take it there. So that means more people can get services. That means the cost of septic tank cleaning is going to go down. And those are some of the things that we've worked on at the Navajo Nation level. I know sometimes when I start talking like this, a lot of you tell me, President, I have no idea what you had, but know that we are planning. The first theme was think for the future, and that's what we've been doing. Thinking for the future every single day. If we weren't thinking for the future, why would we build a almost $100 million wastewater treatment plant in Shiprock, New Mexico? Just think about Shiprock, New Mexico alone. The hotel, Yate Sally, the hotel is 20 plus million. The incident command center is 20 million. The wastewater treatment, just those 3 projects alone, that's over $100 million invested in the community of Shiprock. And that's one of the things that we're so proud about. And that's the case all across Navajo. We've invested millions and millions of dollars across Navajo. And that also means jobs and opportunities for our young people, because a lot of them, whether they're building brand new schools, wastewater treatment plants, healthcare facilities, the houses, the bathroom additions, the water lines, the wastewater treatment plants, all those things helps a nation be sovereign, helps a nation move like a nation. And all I'm asking is if we do 4 more years, I want to do way more than that. I want to make it look like we weren't doing nothing for the past 4 years. And that's what we should strive for. Make it better. Because if you elect me as Navajo Nation president come January, I'm going to be like, that's Buu Nygren's record, first term. We're going to humiliate it. We're going to do way more than Buu Nygren the first 4 years. And that's what you should expect from your leaders. If we did 2,200 homes, the goal is 3,000 by the end of this year. If President Nygren did 3,000 home site leases by the end of by 4 years from now, we should be able to say, hey, 3,000, we do that in a month. That's nothing. We got that. We're not messing around. And that's what you should be. If you're still on the fence, listen to leaders. Listen to the platforms. What are they saying? What are they promising you? What kind of hope are they providing you? All I'm saying, now that I'm running for president, is you've seen my track record. You've seen where I come from. You've seen my drive. You've seen my values. And I believe that if you elect me as 4 more years, I will work even harder than I did the first 4 years, because I've got more experience. I know the system. I know how to make things happen. And anybody else could tell, just like a lot of you, let's bring it back to the Hogan level. A lot of people are going to say, I know how to build a house. But would you hire a contractor if they've never even built the house? Why would you hire somebody to build a house if they've never built the house? You want to hire somebody that's built a lot of homes, not just one home. Can you build 10 homes? Okay, what's your track record? And that's how you should be evaluating all the candidates. And all I'm saying is, look at my record, look at my results, and look at the way I've been over the past 4 years. Not only are we respected on the Navajo Nation, we're respected in all of Indian country and at the national level. Let's keep that momentum going. Let's do it for another 4 years. And I want to say thank you. It's an honor to be your president. Come July 21st, let's vote Buu Nygren. Hey!
4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years.
Stand right there.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Ni nantani jahat Buu Nygren. Ha, the la 24 million is nilan sonch ebiga zatta. Down in Vegas, statues.
I kind of want to address that. Remember, these are federal dollars. These are federal dollars that they're making all these claims. I did not take one penny of that, okay? And we've got too much work to do, and we got to stop. Those are federal dollars. We don't mess around with federal dollars. And the one thing that I think about too is, think about, as I mentioned earlier, I said, think about whoever wants to lead the Navajo Nation. Think about who can work with all the noise. And I feel like I've proven that over the 3 years and 6 months, so much noise around me, but I never lost focus on the mission. We need homes, we need roads, we need electricity, we need water, we need broadband, we need a better economy. Never one time that I said, okay, and I didn't do that. I said, forget it. Because again, end of the day, as your president, you got to be laser focused. You got to be laser focused because there's so much hurt and pain in our communities. You got to be able to inspire. You got to be able to deliver. And that's what we continue to do, is that so long as I'm your president, I'm not going to hear hearsay or Jeanette, because if that's the case, bring the facts and the evidence and let's figure it out. Other than that, we've got a job to do. We've got work to do. There's still thousands of families that still need homes. We got 10,000 families without water and electricity. We don't have time for hearsay. We got to get to work. And that's why I'm running for re-election too, is you need a president, regardless of how big the storm is, they're going to walk through. And that's what I think about. That's what I bring me back for 4 more years, is more laser focus. We're going to get it done. And again, thank you for bringing, I don't have that money, okay? Just leave it alone. Don't forget about it. We got a lot of work to do.
Oh, yate nana president. Kodo yahazi. Jenewa lianegi yowe. He need earlier. They'll get you off track. Ebony na yowe. Jot laho. Ani kodos tsilia hazi federal dollars na. Bahas tri sheet. Jekut eho. Ako kwe ho a rarely had no. Koron hit Savannah Begay he yinel made this possible. To Kanuksa o ya Savannah Biga Hots and Satayi Gazen and the ho a share Junitzen Kodoba with this Topes was under Yaid was. Hate our Esadi in its heart zito live. Help me welcome Coach Savannah. Ado. Nagay Mr. Slim Leje, azat yo ato list, peso yal, ti yal, na ki yal, nakabita ito net. SCD kuja in de campaigns, laho le de plastic trade agi, benikado jay, that's what this case in the Savannah.
Yat shikedo shitene, she Javana began she. Kodagoshin Schletko Heglini Bashichin Sinajini Dashiche Touchini Edashinella Hot Oin Sun and Schle Akoyat A Honatwa. Thank you for being here on behalf of Buu Nygren. What Lippe get this cargo, what Lippe get this cargo, what Lippe get this cargo. That's how I see our president at this time. I've been working for president for the past 2.5 years, since 2024. And there's a lot of good things that came within the past 2 years I've been in the office. And I just want to mention a few things that I want to say. And one of them is I am from Shiprock, New Mexico. And I consider myself a farmer. My dad, Richard T. Begay, would you please stand up, please? And my mom, Virginia Begay. I just want to say thank you for being here. And we live down on Mesa Farm Road, 3rd Lane. And we are continuing to do our planting this month. So I grew up in a farm. I grew up swimming in the ditches, being all muddy and going out and sitting on a tractor with my Nelly. My Nelly is A. Theodore, Thelma Begay, they're originally out towards Baclabato. So they lived right along the San Juan River. So I just want to mention that and who I am. Ado Shimasane Halon A Andle Lupton, Arizona. I have my relatives out there towards my mom's relatives. So I just wanted to mention who my family are. And again, my Che, he was a veteran. I truly respect veterans. I am for the veterans. My Che, Joseph Chi, he's missing in action to this day. And my mom talks about him. And I get very emotional and when it comes to veterans. So again, I just want to say a heha to all the veterans. Please raise your hand. Who's all a veteran? Thank you for your service. Thank you. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for your sacrificing your time and your service. Although I just want to say again, the work that's been happening in the past year, I've been working with the farmers. Who are all farmers here? Raise up your hand. And there's irrigation coming in from Farmington, Upper Fruitland, Ninanazad, and Fruitland, our San Juan chapter. And that irrigation goes back so many years, 1940. And there's been many issues, but within the last year, working with Mr. Mike Colonna, they spent $28 million in the northern area on irrigation. I just want to say thank you for that. $28 million worth of rehabilitation on the irrigation. And working with the tri-party agreement, we have the farm board. Any farm boards here that's representing the farm board? And then we also have the water resource department, which is Mr. Halona. And then we also have the water users, Mr. Clark. That's a tri-party agreement. And I just want to say I'm working with them. We got them on the RDC committee on July 8th for requesting for more funding. So I just want to mention that, the work that I'm doing here in the Northern Agency. Also, I want to introduce a couple of people here. There's some chapter officials here I just want to mention at this point. I have Miss Nancy Begay from Burnham chapter. Yay, she came out from Burnham. She's the vice president of the chapter. And I did see Miss Karma Claw from Anna chapter. I saw her standing on that side. I just want to say thank you for being here. Miss Claw, if you're here, raise up your hand. Okay, and then I also want to say thank you again, that those are the important people I just want to mention, and many other chapter officials that I've been working with. And one thing I want to mention, number 2, is a chapter house. How many of you know it's closed? How many years has it been closed? Forever. As a council delegate, I'm going to reopen that chapter. Vote for me, July 21st. I am currently working with Miss Rena Dodson. She's our Deputy Director for Community Development. I just want to raise your hand, Rena. And we have put together some fundings to get that fixed. And so far, the capital, New Mexico outlay had $450,000 to fix the roof, and that was before COVID. And why wasn't it done before then? Now that the prices went up, we only can do so much for that $450,000. So I've been attending the chapter meetings the past year, trying to get some fundings to help reopen that chapter. As a council delegate, that's the first thing I'm gonna do is put a legislation together, and I'm gonna open that chapter so we get, or even get a new chapter. Number 3, I found out the chapter has not done a land withdrawal. How many years have those leaders been in that position with no land withdrawal? That's the third thing I'm gonna do as a council delegate is get this land withdrawal withdrawn. I found that out just last week. I really thought it was withdrawn this whole time. So that's another priority that needs to happen. How many years have these leaders been in this office since the early it goes way back. So again, July 21st, I just want to mention each and every one of you. I need your support. I need your vote. And I want to pass by the primary election and go full force for general election. Thank you. And I see a lot of recognized faces in Shiprock. And I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for each and every one of you. And let me go ahead and introduce a young girl. She's from Cove chapter. Can you stand up? She's always been a role model for our community here. And she does, do you want to come up? Introduce yourself. And she's a really strong advocate here in the community with her father and her mother. And I always admire her motivation.
Yate she Natalia begin Nishek Ashi Nishle bet ani Bashiji Tashi Dashiche Tachini Dashanele Shamana Tasha Dan Allison Wilge Shijane Allison Wilge What ego dene at Eaje Nishle Nit Anines de Nasha D.A. Grandma Seriazi Benali Wilge Yate Shake Sayazi Nalian Shia Kissichin in the shed Orikadashi. Well, I would like to thank all of you for coming over here and supporting Buu Nygren, and vote for who you think will be the best president. We want to see a lot of good things in our Navajo Nation, and please, when you're running for Navajo Nation President, Buu Nygren, make sure to not argue, okay? Behave. Oh, Shiash, you take care. Don't just do the talking, you do it. All right, Shiash? Oh, Shakana, I want that button right there. Ada, yeah, Hagone, Shicheta, Shiash.
Yeah, I will work with our president 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. Yeah.
All right. I'd like to recognize another band that's in the house. All the way from Fort Defiance, Arizona. The Thunders. It's a shame now. This is the chapter. Go. They're in here. They're in the house also. Although, I'm gonna give maybe 3 minutes to Fenders 2, my brother. Kodode Yae Sandy Ramon. Can you come up? I see you na show can. I see shall we dish I'll buy your dinner this evening. No. Dinner this week, so this night. Round of applause for Fenders 2, the Thunders. Oh, they're in the house also. Although we have Linda Nelson. Where are you? Okay, give you guys 3 minutes each. We have to close up. The time is coming. So we're going to kind of close up like 30 minutes prior because I know you want to take pictures with the president. Sandy.
One man be hodit khata shitno ha shishje hindandni. At this time, I'd like to thank all the cooks. Hey, Njonia, fried bread, oh, she toy, Shanghai, hardest than this. I get on this can't na Kindan so. Njonia, yeah. I need a shadaj. Those Jochi, the Hojai, can't at the Nobengiada, Bengian, the Kizende. A queen, she sent you a mondo shot, Snippeton's car, so all the Randani Kadi, which so hard are you with any car. This old hole, yeah, the crown point hole, yeah. 1911, yeah, down, but the kind of Samuel stature, yeah. The she agency, hole, yeah, the old boarding school, hole, yeah. The cash hole, yeah, the Israel bit, and the Dida got this old. This all the whole yeah, let it be cool. Is that all kinsa Adam? A koshe konendan kanet is kahat jane lede. Is it that's all the god as I been not yours? Arab Lakana Kodoe Samuel Stature. Washington, the higher Bedilia, Eastern Agency Superintendent, lead on this. But don't need. Hashol, yeah, is all no. We'll call it Crown Point. It's so that what you are go at need dagon. That's constant crown na launch ana lonsa. Arot go days Eshibina shot Blaconic as a Crown Point hodlia. Nishit and Najet is all bedi net ate. Anyway, Atara Zins at the Taro dis at Hoyatan Stke. That all you shall and Hodlon that did. Hey, she that not chair the judge and us ago are a squeeze sign in that cave. Though little nan, Hodlon the hardla, the Hanati that died, the it hung it, the hot ash netter. Let all this condom, a penon dish now, and then found this hey, lot in the care gets the somebody is here to see you, Shadon. Hela Lanson. Hela Edition. Hula. Uninspired, somebody is here to see you. Kon Yahati Lada, a Huehodlon or less cookies at the Hodlon. Yahiya. And there's a silicon set. And there's a silicon set. Aroyat etas, Lidoha, Shehayat etas, Lim. Deshet Nila, Ahos. I in the Nania. Nedet Nanet House not on in the Eastern Agency. The Nancha that is in the Gago Nahatilzen. Haranekit Elishina. Navajo Nation President Isiban's kids, the Yego, but not all Schosta. You get the never caught the Schost. Is a Yego, Shanat added those in. Is ours, I don't know, Kibon Saz, Keza, oh, bigger. Oh, it was a list, oh, I'm Kedolis. Anyway, all that Zadot, I would thought George Shirley, the Scottish car. I could thank you, Mr. Nygren, I has a hello. Thank you. I say Yego, Nizada Yego, but this is a Yego, now it's now young skit. A coroti betado, legend Nancy, the young skit. Nancy, the hot on native not our headlong. As a form bana stay. It is in so Argenia. Net later with Kahatil Ziz. Eloquent Edina, eloquent Anna. I don't the shit on Taroya. And let on a Kadinda, the Sharon Yandas, Open ke peso de iroten sheza da khona cho de shon da zlisi cho de da nego da sdo aku go banses keso den nehni do jo pain zinda akona nishbete da hoye asanle da saba chinene eso ashonya are kanejit izat so ende the netherlay bachne sahne eso khateben ya agi kuka kwa tahon da lishigi nuko chibje niro izado shfiat eta koros sledo hatan sekhe sadi izan tirbe jo pahlo izayego izan le sani na sani ke masanen ge chei unless tweetan leader yan sekhe ende da chine zayego bchat achine zayego betanetle aro yatke to tenaji yatke zayego to betan tlado oh by the way hanjibela kana zibki yatke yada banya apeno ndeshitlela sandy say hi bidisham ado la kana asisiyan tke tenaji siyan tke. Anyway, I don't know. Stay na aja. Ako at kobatha di jidi. She's kobatha. Sada da wata is na di da kesi ta dot is ye ta det adan lebe keje. Ako kadis tsle hatet ahi down. Na. You put your level at your own people. Kare that not ahi da koreng ditsa. That's how he respects you people. That's how he respects himself. Ako did salam so did it cutting janacha. Iza tsogona se ide kodon let is odon le South Gallup, Arizona be yot cutting. He said pa Aro studied it sobasa ganigi te sobanyat kigi ko le shada sita lenda lasulu akodot as he going in on the shilia. Did it so your yagi bahat? Did it so your yagi in Gijado Bayat Ed and Gijada shoulder? You did night or see the Bayat Eta. That's what Nashad on Hayat Eta. I announced with the car without until Carbaneka. They couldn't la Shiprock fair not le, because that no aim. Kashi that says this get cold there. Back in the 40s, Ako because that's now every fair. Ako njono kitas kidon jono eliagot adida hota. Kadishin ba sahad lo khar se di hota agi kharis ni to geta no mayana like pandel. Atkanginan na shut eliako. Enle which yas da hodleo konde. Anyway, what about Nancy Kadon Junior? Korosh not yet at kill. Is the Yegos, Twitch not yet kill, Sun is not yet kill. Is indeed a shitting. Is that Conetta Chini, that's Chini, son? Is that George Nalis Kini that I Santa? It's Tago Shay yet all the son Junior that all it. I don't know the banda chit on the Hanshem. Unlet and Kinaganagotak and the Dolisan Hut Ela the deed out is still Hachina gate or less. Jonat Anto Tantan kitchen nest. He corrected Sele Yakodon Nasit or less. I think it has only Kaho. Kadichin Yazan. That's in the other in Hotloning, it's soon another. Ako gate kong itanda is the oldest. Nikidi would think it was Aro, this other chat said Jeholia. Da Kondian, shall sympathy on that's a bad. The name it's a days that's what the Nebahanson. That the ship in that's the last and the Shapasan. Bukanona hot Asians in the Shapasan. Even Nako Bestits in Hada, David Ketast, and Ketabanson Kesation at Annie. Ketan Habanson Kes. I'm not a politician. I check the house on the under they say, Nahanat Andy Didley, Dota, Anda, she J in his winter. Is that the in the na? A in his winter and Senoko. And they look hard at the Shiprock or Jisako. I wrote the son of Tino Shaha. Jono da itanga, Ben Dutchin Tinder, so did Dutchiago. Sadyat egin Jonigi, Beyat Hill, Kagis and this town, Betachia, I atahijitne. Ebe what Kayahot, Ebe when not Ahotno this, Ebe what Sodism Betzilo this. Ahotabin Dutchin Kinesidits are. Is on names and Jaquasan is on ne. Yat Egisabe. I thought they should be yat here. Then Nancy Yat Obena Tato Gibe Yat here at Tita Chilia. And there which Ozen does, and then there would see that the wind says the Casey. Ah, the Shipa he later Ecodo. With Hojon Codojanata. Do the son Juno at the donna. The Canoia the donna. Time you feel it. Corona hat ayate was a silly yet kill. Dollars of a tau sada. Dollars of a tau sada kaban sada kesta. Is a nin to sin. A call a cat on a cohecodo. Ha are with this arrolis. Arrow shut the arch of this. I can't hold arrow this nay, ah, don't call sleep at your dollars, the bent sabbat your dollars. Oh, the Nahod arrow. Thank you very much. Yeah! 4 more years.
Thank you, my brother. Kondayat onits and na otzi. Isi haish ne. Lahabaka. Washepe. It is cargo. Kotaya yatke. Kodo sele Buu Nygren. Washepe. It is cargo. Shipedi needle this. Kotela was the case of the ne. I'd like to recognize another person in here, my brother. All the way from Tualatin, Arizona. Mr. Tim Blackwater. Introduces you to no not this. Okay. Kodoshi de yat you're closing. Now no ye needs a hot zishido this. Kodo Linda Nelson. Ado epe at indeed ne. Ado kwesi at the net. Nenant but look at this no senegi. Eshido this. Bahuidil ash. Ado a shehe peso or snaggy, the donation towards this campaign. Eda yado you should hold net a kushi need day. Ako edo shehe, ado level on shego. Began that it yezadal arts hot and nothing free neither. Dishido you began that it down. Put echo that the Canada it down. Put a laco. Le cooks and latte that need gas does net. Nesibike Aziana is chef doesn't large. A could I don't send the she as what a. Let's give a round of applause for our cooks. Scorn Jano. Let's add it down. I don't need Hadaska. I don't call it went out there. What's that? Linda Nelson.
Yat daar not zo. Shik shit in there kana. Nikit kono so honza holjish. She ya kwash de Linda Nelson in chia. Tutso nin shre. Send your kinabashish chain. Torichin dash chado sena jini dashanana. Nere twahat le holye. Indian Wells, Arizona. Ado yachishike. Ado archito shanan nishnat iti kwad. Administration, President Nygren, staff, though, Kwapa on the sheet out, Enesh eat dog up Kwapa Honson. Nige Twahat Lechiko at 18 years. So that I had a community convenience store, those niche had no or quite Yahane Tato, Quaarole, Nahil Nito, Lechitibet Hota, Nahil Nito, no, 18 years, Jehel, oh, last year, Mr. Nygren, President Nygren, Hania, Ni, et all niche, Nikito, Ni, at Baonish, di September, Gi Alne, Oko Ani, Benahat Holo, Ani, Ito, Lishigi, Yastiki, Eolish, Ado Panash Nisho Haholji, October yeta 14 chapters, Eya, Biketen Shi, Fortifies Agency, Oko 14 chapters, Agi Bido Eya, the Nehawan, Bicha Kodalia, Aunt Eo, 48 Hawan Bicha Kolya, our budget homes, yeah. Ado Kojet last son, Lenido Hawan Bicha Kolya. Has Twido Sani Hashil Sago Eya Beshojo, Chadanzen, Ado Hashil Sago Hedan, Class Sunday Nere chapter house Sita, Boran Eten, Sita Ado Dora the Hat no, chapter house Nabishka, Hawan Badeta, a Hehe Ntrago, no Hashil Sago Yapeshojo, Ado the Nelly Stop Bailt. Spielt, so that I had the snow, so that Kushina had the net Naha cow. Kadin the child, no, this Klohashi, but Hojoiches. Ado Todo Hot Nebia has laws, Hot Ash says it on Nash E, Dodge Nego, a hot Ash Nash E, Ado Chenebichi, Chenebisna and Nash. Shenas Elia, stop Nihido da Nos E, Negate Josh Bena, Nego da Connie Handeta, Adis Chenish Hollo, Hashin Sagoyat Eho is Nadnish. Ado Nere Beshna, Patash Edo, Nish hat Noda. What the deed on here, Nahot et da Nod and then his Dahadla, Bahashed Edalia, Nere Steamboat, Ashekot Beshna, Patla Bashed and Alia. Ado di Nona Nitkin, Nahas Chene. Jono idoltra, Jono Hashin Sago Belgana Bizat, needed or Leslo Yeni, Dando, Dasada, could add in Sekis, Doni Sodazen Lile, Konza the whole just a con here where I could ani, Dahnatza, chase it celibate the snow Gabedini, Ado Hashin Sago, Nihizat, Nihit Nebezat, Bayat. Ya Zendo Hashil Sagoye, Nichiyat Dole, Do Nigo, Okot Ayat, Dokot Ad Sotozen, Okot Ad Sotilzen, Be Okot Ayen Hichahanatze, Dobesland Lago, Dobezena, Lago Hot An Hichiyat in Lile, Hagish, Dokot Eda, Hagish Nantla, She Eya, a man, She Shalcheneholo. Ados Sokia Hollo, Shanalikia Hollo, Aunt Eo, Shlaata, Na Kidenatsu, She has leak, Trago Holjish, She Sodazen Hollo, Shalchan Hot I Gaslo Lehtishne, Dolstopa, Hojonit Aunt Kenat Ani Holloda, Que, Nikishas Nikishi Koto, Ehashin Sogopi Husionel, Nihit Sodazen Disa, Dit Nikewe, Ygaslo don't need there. Con eik hoi gas, Ntrago Hehe, could add sodas and behod zigi, Nihi sodas and disagi, Ntrago Hehe, Codone, Nij, could Shapenashni, could Kenani, Shadeja Shapenashni, Bashchenet Ekeyajo Ishi, could Shapenashni, Halapedo Hajo Bainzen, Bahajo Baye, Nikish Bahajo Baye, Nihewe. Ot aban sokie so she queban or yado kotobi rahnoshe. Ot aye shabe ketlanai dokis. Ash hode shabado ash. Quebe ot aye niche hadzi. A conde anihe e the chaos yet. A kot ao adiki anihiti kojet na nish enado nilo nahat ane niji gaslogi. ni he pen ya o ado le ako July 21st ako ta I nicht at ta I nicht because to akon ta kai ta yo nicht Buu Nygren o ta dosso a hehe and tado a hehe.
Oh, yate nana. You know what I noticed today? We have representative from Northern Agency. Northern. Although we have representative from Eastern Agency. Although we have Fortified Agency. Although we have Chinle Agency. Although we have Western Agency. Although we have representative from the state of Utah. It seems like the whole Navajo Nation is being represented today. 4 more years. 4 more years. Put that on this. Not only they were in the House. Former chapter officials, council delegates, they were in the House. Oh, what you nakasha so late. Chidin late the Senate. What's that? Dochin nickel? Chikasha the ne, a share. Ado kodo should change no. Sad. I didn't hear what stuff was on that was 2 minutes. He's a Navajo businessman. Beto Ishinani. Hashit Ninant Nakayan Sekhes. Mr. Matthew White.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Oh, say, Matthew White and Skip. Howard Thunden Slido, Tapambas is chain, Kilachini does a chain, Kachin does another, a hot order Nansla, a Quadesia hot up. Ado Sa Slidos, Massanch Chayeda, a quaco kid had in that hard had killed. Are kid at the Tlehende co, Ina the Inlauco, the Ina. The hot loco, a away between Schlerco. Aros Jen late Totla Kande, Kenneth White Senior, Liende, a Ade Nagako, a the Askin, but see the grade, Joe Shanalet and Echo, Aros Cheyenne, but Shizabet Che, 8 Askin set now past Fossil, Liende Echo, Slim Wagon, Oko Ebe away between Schlerco. Aro Quen Handa and Shako, a Joe 8 on here. Ik in de dado aan je, ja kon nes to ja ajo bakwen zin lanje, auden da ja kom, shnale bet sneko, Buu, oka asi ni ja ni khanse kesko kwe thoni, ayat nakhana ado ayat ko, shichahanatze ado bichahanase so, ado jo kuto khina ansh. What all in John already saw Chondo had ishi no sweet as Leo ain't no way. The Halchin with no. Then that the audio, in this case that the audio call show that needs in a call. So now that on need a call. It's a job, but a day on a case a call. See, now hot a quiet Tony. Nanish hot no. Yeah, go call. A shadow Nathan song. Out of it all 8 نشهد سيكو شنال آسيني قالوا بجي لا business site lease نخا sign لا بجي لا أكو. That's never happened in I don't know how many years for a Shiprock resident. That's the first, to my knowledge. It's been anything but Navajo. So Eba Hen Senako, Ananish Hosin Eko. So Yobana Neshkot Eko. So I ask that you support my knowledge. Aro additionito anita ilito show. When Zenakon Hatchin, I don't know. I wish him well, safe travels, and I wish him Jobat Shin with Lodo, Bechahado say with Lodo, a hot air, a co air with Elco, a Shanalo, Bahadas, the Doko, Asich, Bahel, what oh, Ayako, the Khan hitch a Yatki, the Hayatki, the Hansikes. Oshinan, yeah. Oshinan, Nantani, Jidlon. I think been Nashida or Gustako. And the Naloro, Nalego, on Chahades. I should say, out of quite the supporters, out from this community, out of quite Honi, Lenny, and his island, Ayat and Seekers, Ayat and Dahi, Ako, what on Chahades, out yo.
All right, he's my grandson. It's a sweet businessman. What echo? Although earlier, because the agency, the different agency, they're in the house. I forgot one. All the way from Southwest Agency, Delcon area. The Flagstaff, beneath the other question, he's going to do the closing prayer. So there's so now the whole Navajo Nation's in here. 4 more years. Yes. So there's after that, you can turn on the music. Well, Mr. Ricky Nelson from Indian Wells.
Yate u Arnoldsko. Arot Yanda Sagi so a kao jegi. Arot the donation that went around too. If you support your not on his support no support him with finance too. $1 donate $20, $50, $100, $1,000, whatever you want. What's out? There's that support right there. Asasi klingi dicha. Aroshi kosedi. in Slido, Tsena Genevashin, Tanja Kendash Chero, Twatsoni Dashanala, Arosh et Jinle, Indian Wells, Twatle, Tahna, Petaho Chi, a Koneshenika Datkin. The store Nahada Will Landlake Junction, the Indian Wells Junction, Kwaja Hope Road, Asa Ozkin, Ara, Kwajagotel, Con only flats the 14. Right at that junction, we're gonna do store and neighborhood Shnani Yahatzi. That 18 years, Dina Hadia and Haisbahan, no, that Dojabahan, Adala, Skilada, Ekatana, that store. Around the store, restaurant, you had to get lock there. Yeah, the last at the hot ego to now it's a zinta Kodan, what it's on big hot shot. Edo hot Eda list. Make us a restroom door that doesn't lock open to quit us. Beyond that, the Hagi put 4 or 6. Kujado hot asani, Pejos, hot on, I edit a new kid. I don't Kujashe, I thought I had to say. restroom ella ako ni ade kahagin le Shiprock de kahagin obchen da nara dole skema bikada hoil aron nara dole no what's ako so we're going to have a store soon etini not ani na khan yidi sna ko ani what's ako epe ba ni ta hojo ko aroshin o yu ko ako si tourism be da hidil so ko arts ko ni tourism lo Aroti bane khagido bana tehigi abahast ki bana alte o yush ki yatki ado egon halo saat kiti tra eni suit adile eit khui krasako ebna eni tourism betzilo ba enosen jego batsadach zem jot hast kwida hat egida hat khashid nila ni not ani edo yat ehna gado lesni to shia sendande but hot it's hot is it iland lede hot ako ni not ani da no hot ebtsozen da dit hot shibe hidil tsol kwege kela ni tra yenleni dit ya kwa hi khanle ko aron da ya he kwa ni leni ko asasli do ko sa be inani sa nahat anleni kompet hibelch khitzi leko the christian the na ke hata hasti aron ni not ani do ko suin leni ero thatni cha hatzi khoegi not ani not otre blat khata hasijin lenegi jo epa hol jijin leko sango da hatit o yu it na halong jo hot de eti ji di khande akonde ya be large kisahanado tacho hot aude papan si kis hot ajo pa inetsin a kondanson lego khago shin hat ai ka so hot au ya bespa hazan do ya khoni zi do qade nane do trifiki ai ta ya pen sakes bi do aron hido khodo bi ga to nil na khata holyang ko pedo pa holyang thin kha hitaga kha ashada no khos khago shin to is thino ko Saten leot the Shinana Tasha, not a pa Holyado, Ahit Yat o de Aron Hidon had a Holyado list, Aron the Epandal, Nishi Arts, Eba the Holyado list, the Arts for Navajo Reservation, Kewit, any Arts on Holyado list, but also Zembe has Zido list, Hojonasle, 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 Hojonasle.
Oh, yate kodetseni does it say? That's one of the major clan. No, you can play music, my brother. Now, Buu's gonna be a the president. If you want to take a photo, thank you very much for coming out. Have a safe trip home.